Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 8 of the Secrets of Magic. Thank you for joining us here on this special Thursday night stream. I am your host, Jason Bullman. I'm the director of game design at Paizo and the game master for this particular adventure. Before we get started here today, I want to toss it around, as always, to my brilliant cast to allow them to introduce themselves and their characters. Xander, take it away.
Yay! Hello, everybody. My name is Xander Jeanneret, and I'm playing Ingot, the level 7 dwarf wizard. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
Abjuration specialist. And very excited.
Awesome.
Hi, I'm Michelle Bradley, and today I am playing a level 7 kitsune witch, and I changed my outfit very... You guys can only see like this much of my shoulder in the show, and I realize that, but I do change my outfits kind of like when special things happen, so now I'm wearing white. It's sort of like a Gandalf thing, when when Gandalf...
Turns to level 7.
Yeah, you're the white witch! Level 7. That's me. Take it away, London.
Hey everybody, I'm London Carlisle. I'm playing Don He is also level 7, as you guessed it. He's a Magus. Yeah. So I'm ready to, keep going tonight on this wonderful Thursday night.
Speaking of which, I just realized that your jacket and shirt match your character. So well done.
Yeah.
Oh, every time.
Indeed.
Every week.
I just picked up on that.
Wow, Jason.
The other folks, no, I know. It's like, where am I? Yeah. I also realized I was also wearing blue tonight. That's weird. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I literally just go outside and roll around in a ditch until I get leaves in my hair and then come on stream. So fun for me. Hi everyone, I'm Bonnie Gordon. I'll be playing Fairel, your halfling summoner, who is not a level 7, because Jason said I didn't deserve. No, I'm just kidding. I am a level 7, and that also means that Fang, my Eidolon, has leveled up as well. He's a level 7 Eidolon. I don't know how that works. But yes, we're very excited to be leveled up and bringing you new tricks and spells out of our book.
Yeah,
Wait, does my familiar level up?
Day.
I don't think it does.
I mean, technically, but it's so rare that it makes any checks at all. So, but we'll get to that in just a second. I'm really excited today because today marks the first time we have been playing that the Secrets of Magic is actually out on store shelf. Up to this point in time, we've just been teasing you with it. But now you can go to Paizo.com or your favorite local game store and pick it up for yourself. It came out yesterday on the 1st.
Yay!
So, go grab yourself some Secrets of Magic. You can see everything we've been doing wrong. It's great.
No, tell us about your magic adventures, though.
Yes, no, absolutely. We want to hear all about it. So, speaking of magic adventures, when we last left our intrepid band of adventurers, 4 enigmas, members of the College of Mysteries in Absalom, were sent to the tiny town of Zaltir. There, they were tasked with uncovering a strange phenomenon. All of the people in town were suddenly developing magical talents. And while most of the folk were using it for more benign purposes, like growing extra-large plants or taking care of chores around the house, some folks had bigger ambitions. You've dealt with people animating their furniture to comic and dangerous effect. You've dealt with 2 farmers using their powers to create goat soldiers, battle goats, and using those to fight one another. Yeah, here it comes. There it is. There's the battle goat. We knew battle goat was going to show up.
I think I need to switch my Eidolon. Is that too late?
Is it too late to get a goat?
Like, can we just call the artist and get new fan art?
Yeah, no, we'll just get a new. Yeah.
X-ray on the wolf
It's a Godalon. All right. But most recently, I regret that. I'm not going to lie. I regret that. Okay.
Fang is mad.
Yeah, he is not happy.
Sorry, Fang. But just put a little battle goat. There he is.
I like this.
Half wolf, half goat.
Oh no. Okay.
He's a wolf.
We are off to a start here today. So, most recently, however, the group's been dealing with a particularly treacherous cat. Felson, a merchant in the town of Zaltir, started his magical career by attempting to defraud the people of Saltier by making his goods look far more valuable than they actually were, and then selling them at a discount, which was still worth way more than they were actually valued at. You uncovered that scheme, and the cat disappeared for several episodes, apparently nurturing a desire for vengeance. The cat suddenly returned by robbing you and a number of other people in the night, stealing from local businesses. In our last session, our heroes hid out inside the Jewel of the Jeanneret, a local jewelry shop, and there set a trap for the cat, knowing that this shop was the last stop on his crime spree. You drove him away from that place, but frankly, it was difficult. You threw a lot at him, and he dodged and ducked and got out of the way of all of it. However, you were hot on his trail, and you followed him back to his secret hideout, located in the family crypt underneath one of the burnt-out houses in town. If you recall, about a month and a half ago, there was a number of lightning strikes around town. This strange storm rolled through town, and shortly thereafter, everyone got magical powers. Well, a few of the buildings burned down, and Felson was hiding in one of those. You faced off against the cat down in his basement, filled with traps.
You're welcome. I found them all.
You walked into all of them?
So you're very welcome. I wanted to protect my fellow adventurers from these traps. So Fairel gracefully and graciously sacrificed her own well-being.
I
That's
honestly,
my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I honestly think that when Fairel should Fairel reach 8th level, you should spend that feat you get at 8th level to pick up a rogue dedication, because you're clearly the party's trap finder.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, I just find them in a little bit of an unconventional way.
Yeah. You
Like
find them in the same
you
way
find
a
them
barbarian
nonetheless.
finds traps. Yeah. So you faced off against Felson down in the basement, and it was a pretty fierce battle. It was a little touch and go there. At one point, Felson actually had Fairel pinned to a column. He hit you so hard you went unconscious, causing Fang to disappear and pinned you to a column in the air. But instead of giving up, you continued to throw spells at him while dangling from your own shoulder, pierced by a crossbow bolt.
Where's it hanging down?
In the end, the party managed to defeat Felson and put an end to his cat-like reign of terror, or scratches, or I don't know. So you managed to defeat him. We then had a brief little interlude of a little young Imra in the garden late that night, and playing with her little mote of flame as she built a larger and larger pile of kindling. You could hear the mote. It said, in a disturbing voice, "Light the flame so that we might burn the world." But that was an interlude, and you're not there. You're still in Felson's basement. So,
it's a mausoleum. It's not Felson's basement.
sure. Yes. Felson's hideout is perhaps the best way to call it. In his basement. Yes, this mausoleum of other people. Yeah. He's using someone else's crypt as a table.
Well, I thought that maybe.
Yeah.
So at the end of the session, I also mentioned that everyone leveled up, and you got a whole bunch of loot, and I gave you that big list of loot. Before we get started here today, I'm just going to toss it back around the horn, and I'm going to do it in reverse order that I normally do, because I like to mix things up every once in a while. Keep tech and all of you on your toes. And we're going to go in reverse order and have everybody talk a little bit about what they picked up, and maybe just one thing you're excited about that you got at 7th level. Just one. We'll save the rest. So Fairel, we'll start with you.
Oh, with me. Okay. So
Yeah,
out of all of the goodies that we found, am I muted? No. Okay, good. Out of all the goodies that we found, I'm going to be taking a verdant staff, which is such a feral staff to find, because the moment she sees it, she immediately goes, "I can be a tree!" So she's very excited as she fades in and out of consciousness from her injuries. I'm going to assume I'm also healing myself throughout this entire thing. I know.
That's fair.
I know other people have mentioned that they want to take some of the healing potions. I'm like, that's nice. Wait, thanks. And then, because I've leveled up, I'm very excited. First off, Fang gets a little bit more of damage now, which is very exciting. +2 to his damage with his melee attacks. But what I'm most excited about is I got a new spell that's a from our new Secrets of Magic book, and it's called Petal Storm. And I basically shoot out razor sharp flower petals in like a whirlwind storm and cut up my enemies like a slice and dice salad.
You're making a flower blender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's
like,
sure to be exciting. Yeah, and that spell even hangs around for a while. It's going to be great. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. Give us a battle. Well, no, you know what? I take it back. You know what? Let's go to sleep. Let's go take a nap.
Yeah, no battles. Not yet. We're just getting started.
Sure. Hold on. Let me look at my stat blocks.
Something that I picked up. Let's see here. A deck of illusions, which I'm very excited about. Also, a healing potion as well. I believe I got one of those. And that's all the loot that I got. But very excited for level 7. Added a couple more spells now. Let me see, studious spells. I have access to those at 7th level as a Magus. And that gives me 2 extra spells. I took some 2nd level spells, which I get only with that. And now I have Dark Vision and also True Strike, which I'm very eager to use.
Awesome. Hachi, what did you get?
Ooh, I got the wand in my photo. I had a different one before, but now I have 2, which is very exciting. This is the Wand of Hopeless Night. So it casts darkness, like great darkness, and it's very effective, DC 20, which is pretty dope. And then for new spells, I got like a bunch of fun ones. They're all equally disturbing and weird, and I'm a master in the occult now, everybody. Hey! I opened up some really scary stuff. But one of my new spells is from Secrets of Magic. It's called Ocular Overload. Basically, I cast this on myself anytime, like whenever before. It lasts for a whole day. And whenever someone's about to attack me or something, something happens that I'm so scared, I'm so frightening, I'm so of the demon world that they have to do a fortitude save, or they are dazzled from the scariness of me. Their eyeballs can't handle how crazy I am. It is the best spell, and it's probably the best spell in Secrets of Magic, and that's me. Take it away, Xander.
Oh, yeah. So for the loot, Ingot looks around at all of the trinkets and stuff like that and just goes, ooh, rocks, and picks up the Trinity Geode, which is also, it's an item from Secrets of Magic, and I'm very excited to attach that to some armor, and there's some spell effects with that, as well as a Thunderstone and a healing potion. And as far as spells, Ingot picks up, I think all of us do, level 4 spells. And I don't want to get into too many details, but from Secrets of Magic, I think this is the best spell. Ingot has picked up Chromatic Armor, but I'll go into that in detail when it happens.
Okay.
Sure. I do want to call out the geode you got, though, because it's a new classification of magic items specifically for Secrets of Magic called Spell Hearts. And spell hearts work like talismans do, but they're for spellcasters. So they specifically give you some cool spell abilities you get when you cast the spells contained within the spell heart. So this one's one of the more basic ones, but they are kind of an exciting new category of items that we introduced in this book. One thing that I've been really excited about, just getting a chance to play with all this stuff, other than the fact that I get to play with it before everyone else, is just kind of some of the brand new ideas that are in there. And many of you who have picked up Secrets of Magic have probably already rightfully figured out that some of the rules being pulled from about what's happening in this town have to do with persistent magic, which is a system found within the book. I'm not using it exactly as written, but I am using the concepts. And it's just one of those things that, Secrets of Magic is there to provide you with a wealth of new ideas and a wealth of new stories. And the book contains all these different rules, spell systems that you can add to your game. And that's kind of one of the things I'm playing around with here. Now, what's causing it? Well, that we don't know just yet. But that is kind of the basics from it that I pulled directly from Secrets of Magic. So that's really exciting. I really hope everybody gets a chance to go out there and pick it up. It is available now. So that's enough advertising. time for us to pick up.
I was going to say, Fane got a new ability too, but I'll wait to share that later. I don't want to give away all the cool secrets yet.
No, yeah. Hold on to some. Don't worry, everybody. You'll get your chance. Don't worry. So, we will pick up kind of right where we left off. I think we can fast forward a bit. You loot Felsan's kind of treasure vault, his hideout. There's no need to kind of linger there. You did get a whole bunch of money as well. We kind of took care of that off screen, and even if I didn't, you've got money now to buy anything that this town has to offer. It's not like there's a big shop filled with magic items here in Zaltir.
Plus, they owe us if they do.
Well, we do have a tab open at the restaurant, so I would much rather make sure we take care of that so we don't have to wash dishes tonight.
As long as that's covered first.
You have more than enough. Xander.
Just at like a cursory glance at this mausoleum, is there anything that stands out to Ingot that would denote that this is like a powerful place that would attract like a lightning strike in an event like this? Like, is there something here that maybe the house on top wouldn't have given away, but something buried here that would have attracted powerful magic?
You know what? Let's get things started here by why don't you give me an Arcana check as you're kind of looking about.
Because at level 7, we all went up a little bit in our skills.
Would you say that after we defeated Felsan, we were all like in the throes of enjoyment, and then we learned new magic as we celebrated from the sky?
Basically, I mean,
that's how that works.
It's being here in this town. You can feel magic suffusing you, and in fact,
it's affecting us.
You're not sure how much longer, but you've started to feel like your spells and your magical abilities seem to have more oomph behind them, and you're not sure where that's coming from, but you're going to wager this effect is starting to take root in all of you as well. But
that's a 30 for the Arcana.
30, Xander. Okay. Ingot kind of walks around and looks at this place, and you're kind of scoping out this crypt, and it's a family crypt, right? If you recall the map, there were some niches where there were some coffins and stuff. There's plenty of other kind of spots on the wall where like they've entombed ashes or maybe even bodies like all throughout the wall. It looks like a family crypt. There's nothing particularly magical about it. There's a number of inscriptions, dedicated to Pharasma, which is pretty typical for a crypt. Here and there's offerings of blessings to Serenray, and one or two here and there to Nethys, but that's not really terribly odd for this community.
I know that there are probably like a smattering of names, but is there one that sort of like stands out as like this is the blank family mausoleum?
Yeah, there is in particular a name, but it's not one that you recognize. It
Gotcha.
It doesn't seem to be of any bearing. Like, it's not a family name that you've heard.
Copy. Okay.
So you managed to kind of gather up all of your loot and treasure, and frankly, there's also a fair number of things here stolen from other places. So you gather up all of that as well, because obviously this stuff doesn't belong here. And you yourselves don't have much use for it. Like, you don't have use for the fine plates that are, for celebrations that they use at the Drowsy Camel. But if you want to keep that, I mean, who will know other than all of our viewers?
Wow. Xander, who knew you were chaotic evil?
I didn't do anything.
Why me? What is this?
Everyone's watching.
Me?
No, it's
I
fine.
have no
It's
use
fine.
for plates. I eat with my hands.
You can steal all of these people's finery and their family heirlooms. You can do that if you want. It'll net you a handful of silver pieces somewhere, but These people will never get to see that painting of their grandmother again. That's fine.
Okay, all right. We do
All
nothing.
right. Okay.
It's just
so,
trash to us.
now that I'm done laying it on thick. So you gather up all the stuff, you come up out of the basement crypt that you were in. Let me go back to the city map here.
The ladder.
So yeah, there you are. Kind of in that area there. I've left a couple tokens on here. Just that's not necessarily where they are. It's just where you tend to have seen them. Nerissa, you've obviously seen at her shop. That's the Drowsy Camel. Imra lives up there on the north side of town, and you tend to run into the Bard kind of in the middle of town. So
while we're chilling, I'm gonna bring Fang back.
Oh yeah, that's right. Fang got dispelled.
He disappeared, but as I lay down in my nice pile of mud, while everyone is digging through gold coins and finery, I'm gonna just lay down in my healing plaster and not die and summon Fang back.
All right, so you can call Fang back from the weird nether place that you've called him from, and he pops back in looking kind of confused and comes up to you and immediately starts licking your wounds.
Oh, I'm definitely riding him through town. I'm probably bleeding out still slightly.
Time-wise, by the way, it's about midnight, so it's pretty late.
When we left the Jewel of Jeanneret, did anybody lock the door?
I did. I definitely did. I remember I was like, well, we left it, and then it was our responsibility, so I did a little loxies.
I believe someone mentioned that. Yeah.
Okay. Then mission accomplished. We should probably head back to the inn.
Remind
me
tomorrow to go back to the garden and fill in those holes.
Dangerous.
I don't want her to trip and fall.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you turned her garden into kind of a complete and total mess. All right, so
I call it Plan Holy Moly.
Plan Holy Moly. And if you see any of my throwing stars out there, pick those up too. I don't want her to step on them. They leave a nasty cut on the foot. Trust me.
I'm surprised you didn't rig it with more traps. That way she could come back and have some sort of Home Alone experience where like a bucket hits her and she falls down the stairs. Monsters.
Oh, no.
All right. So
it's you.
Steps on a D4.
The worst.
Yeah, a whole bunch of D4s. Yeah. So I'm assuming you're heading back to the Drowsy Camel. It is pretty late.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the coin box that I'm assuming we found to return.
Right.
To the restaurant.
It says the Drowsy Camel on it, and
to return to the restaurant and Nerissa. And,
Sure.
Cool.
So
we're such good Samaritans.
You head back to the Drowsy Camel. As you approach the fine establishment, you can hear from the outside, and mind you, it's like midnight, and the place stays open, midnight, 1 a.m. It depends on whether or not there's folks eating or drinking. And as you approach, you can hear kind of rowdy laughter and singing and the sound of mugs clinking together. And as you roll in and open up the front door, let me just move you over here.
Whoa!
And there are a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And they are all hanging out, drinking, laughing, toasting each other. And in the center is Ventarius.
Of course it is.
Oh, of course.
I feel so underdressed.
You're bleeding.
Hold on. Is this not the second day isn't this not the second day of wild partying that this inn has seen? Has it only been one day?
It was yesterday and today. Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
what
this
is going
morning
on?
everyone
He's always
was
here.
passed out. Hmm.
Huh.
So Vintarius is like, so, let me tell you the time that I marched right into Andoran and just trounced their entire forces. I'm going to tell you this tale. I was leading an entire brigade of Hell Knights, and you see, we had a bunch of halflings who had escaped my family's cellar, and we were intent upon retrieving them, and the people are eating it up. And
I'm sorry, excuse me?
and the people are just like, yeah, ooh, yay! And they're ordering more palm wine, and Narissa is dutifully like coming over and filling up people's mugs, and she's like, and she's drinking as well.
Oh.
You know what?
Vintarius is telling a rather, ghoulish story about, riding over into Andoran and retrieving escaped servants, which is a very Chelish thing to do. And
I think I want to shoot him with my halfling sling
really
staff.
enjoying it.
Can I?
No, don't start. You're bleeding.
I want to start a bar fight. Give me a rock. You know how lucky I am with shooting rocks at things.
There's some mud at him.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of the scene that you come into. I mean, frankly, what do you do? Are you going to listen to this? You're just going to forget it and go upstairs? You're all pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Narissa sees you as you come in, and she's like, "Oh, I'm glad you're here. The party's just getting started. Would you like some palm wine?"
Narissa,
Does she
darling.
seem off?
Yeah. What's
looking
going
down.
on here?
Narissa's been pretty cynical about Vintarius and his shenanigans, but she seems oddly okay with this.
I think
I'm
someone's
gonna do-
getting some magic.
Yeah, I would like to do an arcana check. Please, is someone magic this idiot?
Yeah, you can go ahead and give me an Arcana check, or you could also give me an Occultism check. Either one of those would work for you.
Oh, I forgot how good I am in occultism now because I'm a master. It's a plus 17, so it doesn't matter. Oh my god.
Nice.
I can't add these numbers. 17 plus 18. 30.
35.
A lot.
Yeah. So you're not sure the exact method by which this is happening, but he clearly has everyone in this bar enthralled. He has them under some sort of magical compulsion to pay attention to him, to make him the center of attention. You doubt they are even comprehending what he is saying, really, not on a conscious level. They're just enjoying and enwrapped in whatever he is saying, and he is clearly having the time of his life.
Isn't that sad? I gather the four of us together. So it seems that he's magicking everyone to like him, and to me it's terrible, but it's also incredibly sad because that means the one thing he wanted most in life was to have people like him because he sucks so much. So I mean I'm just what a sad little person that I'm never gonna feel bad for, though, of course. Anyway, he is magicking everyone. So if anyone wants to shall we dispel this? Shall we knock him unconscious?
So you're saying hit him with a rock? Hit him with a rock.
Maybe a little more subtle.
Wow.
Yeah, because if he has
I
these
can
people
be
under his
subtle.
control, they might turn on us too. So we don't want that much trouble. A little trouble we can handle, such as a cat, but nothing like this.
Ingot would also like to say that we could always just go to bed tonight and deal with this in the morning.
That's true.
It
just
doesn't
talks
look
about-
like he's causing anyone any harm, other than perhaps their livers. He is just having a party, and it doesn't look like it's hurting anyone. At least not that you can tell. But people down here are really drunk. They are quite inebriated, drinking an awful lot of palm wine. And you can already tell that some of them are starting to kind of doze and, are kind of rocking in their chair while still like, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, it does seem like this is the second night in a row he's been doing this. Remember the time we woke up and everyone was sleeping on the floor? So he's a multiple offender. I'll do something small, very inoffensive. It won't be a big deal, and I'm going to use my last
with the
spell.
rock?
Not a rock.
Well, actually, no. I guess this wouldn't work. I was going to try to dispel magic, but it's like sort of everyone's been magic, so it's only I only get one target. So,
if he's casting,
you know what? If he's casting it,
you might be able to dispel like the spell if it's an area of effect spell.
is that a thing I should try then?
So you're not honestly sure if it is an area of effect enthrall. It's probably pretty powerful. You crushed your occultism check so well that one of two things is either happening here. Either it's an incredibly powerful enchantment that hit kind of everyone in the room, in which case your dispel probably wouldn't affect it, or it's an individually targeted thing, in which case you couldn't do that. But then you could free one person. You're not sure which one it is.
Oh, well, that could just be a waste of a spell. But we are going to go to bed.
But
Wait, no rock? So no rock?
I really want to hit him with a rock.
I will say this, that you would know this, that if he is the one enthralling them, it only goes as long as he continues to enthrall them. So when he stops, it ends.
Okay, hold the phone.
Please go right ahead. I would love to see what's going to happen.
Wait, I want to see what I can do here.
I'm here to yes and what Farrell's going to do.
I do want to say this. None of you have any of your new abilities just yet, like your 4th level spells.
Sure.
You need to rest before you get those. So,
Cool. I still want to hit him.
I know. Fairel, you can see that Fairel's like itching with like these different rocks that are like near her. Ingot will pull one from like his store and sort of hold it up to Fairel like, what about this? And then start grating it against sandpaper again, like you've seen him do before, and it makes it into this crystalline powder. And sort of trying to be subtle, will blow a sleep spell at him, Eventarius.
A sleep spell, eh?
Yeah, and this is the last like spell slot I have here.
I guess. I guess that might work. Or I'll hold up a rock and be like, "Plan B."
Okay.
Put it in my halfling sling stuff.
It is a 5-foot burst too, so it's not just Ventarius, but I guess people that are around him as well. But it's a saving throw for will.
Yes, I'm just...
Spell DC is 25.
Woo!
Okay, so... Spell DC is pretty high. Let me go and bounce a will save.
A low will save.
Wait, hold on. I gotta make sure I've got this number right. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. That's pretty bad. Okay. So I rolled a very low roll. Your DC is what, 25 now?
25? Was it a critical failure?
I have critically failed.
Yes! The creature falls unconscious.
Indeed. All right. Okay, so here's what happens. You very slyly blow some powder into the room, targeting Ventarius with a sleep spell. He is in the middle. He's like, so there they were. These Xanderans were coming at me, and I had a bunch of Hell Knights, and they were protecting the little shorties, and they were adorable and cowering, but my Hell Knights rode them down. And then he's just like, and then and he just collapses. So as Ventarius kind of collapses to the ground, he was standing atop a barrel, kind of giving this speech, and he kind of collapses, falling kind of against the column. He just kind of leans over, and he tries to drink more palm wine, and then just kind of slumps down onto the barrel. And everyone else is like, "Oh!" As you can tell that the enthrall is breaking, as they were like, "Oh, we were enjoying that horrible story you were telling," and. They all kind of slump and are kind of just shaking their heads, and they're all really kind of smashed. And one by one, they either start getting up to leave, or they just kind of pass out on a table or underneath a bench or something because they're pretty smashed. So
as soon
it
as
looks like
Ingot,
you've kind of dealt with this. Yeah.
Sees the effect happening, Ingot just goes, "Yes, bedtime." And then makes his own way upstairs, trudging.
Before I go to bed, I'm gonna go find the nearest. What does a fantasy permanent marker look like? Whatever they use to do the chalkboard. Yeah, fantasy
A
Sharpie.
magic marker. A magic marker.
Bonnie Gordon.
It's right there.
Coming soon.
I conjure a magic marker, and I do the little, I draw a little mustache on his face, and back of his jacket I wrote "kick me," just very typical good stuff, the good jokes, and then I go up to bed. Yeah, loser on the forehead.
Male genitalia. No, I'm just kidding.
So, so Nerissa snaps out of it and is just like, "The hell is going on?" And she's the one who gives you the ink pot with the quill to go
ink pot,
draw
that's what
something.
I was thinking. Yes.
Yeah. She has an ink well and a brush, and she's like, "Now be gentle, you'll wake up."
True. It's a very powerful spell that Ingot cast, but just so you know, he was manipulating everyone's emotions and minds, and I feel like that would be grounds to expel him from the only inn in town. But that's just me. It's your business.
He has a point.
She's like, "Oh, I've been drinking palm wine. I'm going to have a serious talk with him in the morning about this."
Okay.
Just don't let him talk back.
And if you need any help carrying him out, please my room's upstairs. Ask for me, Don, of course. I'll help you out.
I'm assuming we also have her coin box, right? We also have a coin box.
Giving it back.
Yeah.
We can probably give that back to her. Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, you've caught Felzan."
Felzan is
Catch
no
is
longer
a
problem.
Oh, and she looks at all of your wounds. Many of you have pretty bad wounds, and she's like, "Oh, I see it turned violent then." Well, I can't say he you best watch out for scratches from that particular cat, but I assume he won't be a trouble again then.
He's been declawed.
Permanently.
Permanently.
It is sad that it came to that, but frankly, he dug his own grave on this. So I don't think any of us should feel any mournfulness about him. He was a cheat and a liar, and he tried to rob this entire town. But he was a member of this community, and for a time he was, well, fair,
tolerable
at times, I guess. I'm trying to think of something charitable to say, but frankly, he was always a bit of a rascal.
Oh, speaking of, is this your grandmother? And hold up the painting.
She's like, "It is! Oh!
There you go.
I didn't realize it had gone missing. Oh, I'm glad no one took it with them back to Absalom and sold it for a few silver."
What a reveal.
All right. Well, at that, she kind of starts helping people leave and go about their business. Those who have kind of passed out, she she, at least folds up a bar towel to put underneath their heads or something so that they're not just laying on the ground. Yeah. So the party's kind of broken up at this point. We'll take it from there. The group of you are able to go back up to your room, which, if you recall, is up here, and you can all go back to your beds. Look at that! I even had Ingot making his way up there first. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So everybody can make their way back up to the kind of merchant suite that you're staying in, and once again able to fall asleep under the wheeling stars, none the wiser of Imra and her dangerous activities happening across town.
Yeah. Almost forgot.
It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. I wouldn't mention it because it's because it's so nice and happy. All right. So you're all able to get a good night's rest, and at this point in time, I'm going to assume that between whatever spells you have left, a number of medicine checks between now and tomorrow morning, that everybody can be healed back up to full. It just takes some work. You can do that. So everyone can get back up to full hit points. And this also means everybody gets all their abilities now. You can prepare your new items and, attune yourself to them if you need to, or prepare them. The staff in particular requires you to, prepare it. The geode requires you to affix it to armor or a weapon. So everybody needs to do those sorts of things, as part of your morning rituals and preparing your new spells. All right.
Yeah. Oh, Bunny, you're muted.
I said we just wake up saying, like, I feel so much wiser and all-knowing. How did this happen? I feel like I know so much more now than the night before.
This is like a whole new level of life here. That's how I can describe it.
Yeah, so I spent
From now on, I'm
most
not
of
giving
the
you all
morning-
your levels at the same time. That's it. You're making it
spent
weird.
most of my morning communing. I spent most of my morning communing with Bug about like dark and evil, hellish things, and we've just been sitting in the corner going, like you just hear like crazy sounds coming from the corner, and when you all wake up, we just look over and we're like, "Oh, hello. Yes, are you ready for the day now? Just checking my notes about some things."
I like how everyone's been worried about Ventarius when you literally have someone speaking to demons in the room with you.
We see
Better
this
the
all
demons
the
you
time.
know. Yeah.
I try not to judge,
It's fair.
And
Some of
Ingot
my
will
best friends are demons.
will affix the geode to his robes.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Among the other crystals that he has already attached to him.
No, that's not a problem. Just taking care of a thing here real quick.
You look
So,
like an
Geodude.
you can take care of that without any problem, and everybody can get everything kind of sorted and prepared. So what do you want to do today? I mean, it's kind of one of those things where everything you've been doing up to this point has kind of been in reaction to stuff. You did do some investigating, right? You went out and chatted with the foreman out in the dunes.
Ingot thinks we should check in with the Jewel of Jeanneret. And what was her name?
Jacqueline Voss. Yeah. The owner of the Jewel of the Jeanneret, you can go talk to her and make sure that she's all set. In that you'd want to go talk to Ulami Deskin.
Ulami.
You can
so
certainly
we need to tell her
do
about
that.
developments with Philson.
We gotta tell her about her holy garden.
So yeah, let's head to the Jewel of Jeanneret.
Sure. So you wrap up your morning preparations and make your way over to the Jewel of the Jeanneret. We'll go back to here. So that's over here if you recall. So the party can kind of easily make their way over there, and you can go and chat with Ulami. The elderly shopkeep is already opening up for the morning when you arrive.
Welcome back.
She clearly has not yet noticed her tore up garden or anything. But she is kind of like, just kind of like, I'm so glad to see that you made it and it doesn't look like anything's been taken. I'm assuming everything went well then.
According to plan.
Nothing went wrong at all, and we captured the culprits. Yes, Fairel.
I'm gonna just look at Fang and be like, Fang, can you go outside and reverse holy moly? So while we're all talking, Fang's gonna be out in the garden putting dirt back in the holes.
Like patting it down.
He kind of
basically
looks
like
at you like, that's not what I do, but all right. And he kind of
he
tail between
understands.
his legs. He goes out to take care of it.
He's leveled up.
So,
he knows what I mean.
Yeah. So Ulami is like, oh well, that's quite well. Oh, I do really appreciate the fact that you took care of that rascal. So he won't be bothering us again, then, I assume.
No, he's on a permanent vacation.
Boo!
An extra hero
fine.
point for Michelle.
No, as a matter of fact, you lose your hero point. You don't have one.
No!
No.
Villain points enacted.
I think we all just need to take some pause and really think.
Come on now. All right. Ulami is like, no, you stop that. It kind of chases you around with like a
Okay.
rolled up
All
bunch
right.
of scrolls. She's like,
I don't
no.
like it at all.
She's like, well, I really do greatly appreciate the fact that you've managed to keep my shop safe. And a deal's a deal. Since Felsan's been dealt with, I'm going to make sure that you're paid. And she hands over the platinum coins as promised. She also collects back her keys and, and when she goes out to her garden, she's like, oh, what happened out here? Because there's like a lightning blast on the wall and... all these spells happened in here. I think there was a tanglefoot, and it's kind of a mess in her garden. And she's like, "Oh my!" And she's just kind of looking at her torn up garden that Fang is kind of patting down, and she's just like, "Well, I suppose you did what you had to do. As long as it got results, I'm okay with it. I'm sure it'll be fine." Yes.
The good news is he didn't make it into the shop. We stopped him before he was able to rob you in the garden.
Oh, that's quite well. That's quite well. You've all done such splendid work for me in the town. I've heard nothing but good things about you.
Well, if you hear anything else in regards to magical mysteries, that is what we are here to do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's a tour of sorts, a magical mystery tour.
No.
She's like, well, that the folk around town sure do have their stories about what's happened, and boy, I can't make heads or tails of them myself. People talking about phoenixes and divs and all that sort of nonsense. I have always put my faith in Nethys. This smells of the god's work. He has been known to destroy and to create this. This, I feel it in my bones. And she kind of gets out a small wooden holy symbol of Nethys that she has around her neck.
Oh no, we're gonna get preached to.
No, I'm not here to preach you or convert you. That's not Nethys's way. We don't believe in such things. But I do believe that everyone has within them the ability to create and the ability to destroy. And it is within our own nature to decide which one it is that we do. You can see it by the people here in town. It is their nature that this magic has revealed. Those who would do good, plant things, grow things, bring order to their homes, their lives, bring joy to their children. Those with wickedness. This gift reveals it in them. They've turned to greed. They use their gifts to rob and steal from others to cause harm. Well, me, I have not received any gift at all. And I'm at peace with that. That is Netis's way.
I feel like your wisdom is the true gift.
Oh, you sure do know how to butter an old woman's bread. Speaking of which, I made you a loaf of my famous date loaf. And she gets out from her basket a loaf of bread. The fragrance smells like it was baked just this morning. And thanks to go with the coins, of course. But here, take it. It's one of my famous sweetbreads. Enjoy. It's yours. And she hands
I
you this
honestly
loaf.
I feel like we've been overpaid. Are you sure? I mean, in all honesty, like how?
Nothing of it. You rendered a service. I paid you for the service. That is the terms of our agreement. Don't go back on it by giving me the coins back. If you want to spend them or give them to children, that is of course your choice. But we have a bargain, and I live by my word.
Okay, well, that you heard the woman. She's to keep the coins or give them to charity or keep them in our pockets. Up to us. Thank you very much. We are delighted to have helped somebody in this town. Finally.
Well, you've certainly done a good service to me, and everyone else in the town is in your debt, even if they don't know it. But
well, they sure
I feel it in my bones that they may find out more about your valor soon. Well,
do you think she's going to tell everyone we murdered that cat?
Just sit in the town
they have to
square.
silence Gray.
Those heroes built Felzad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at her and be like,
Maybe your gift is the feelings that you get in your bones.
Okay. We'll let
Maybe
you
you
get back
have
to work.
premonition. I'm trying to figure out her magic.
Let's go.
Yeah.
She says, now go. I've got a shop to open, and I appreciate it. But if you need a ring or bracelets or any fine silks, you come back here. I'll give you a good deal. And with that, she kind of goes to sweep up her shop, and she brought her, her kind of withered old bird back with her, and he's back on his perch preening, she's grateful and thankful that you helped her with her shop, but she also looks eager to get back to her normal routine. So that grand total took you, like an hour or so, just cleaning up and chatting with her and, getting everything set. And, after that, your morning preparations, and I'm wagering the group of you didn't exactly get up early after your late night adventures. It's closing in on early afternoon already by the time you're free. The question is, what do you want to do next?
So remind me, Jason, we had the map that we had found, or that we had made with the locations that were struck by lightning. One of them was that burned down house. One of them was the Temple of Nethys. What was the other one?
So there were two burnt down houses.
Right.
So
have we not looked at that one yet? The second.
So the other
burnt
one's
down house?
actually right across the street from the Jewel of the Jeanneret, right? So going back to the overland map there, this is one of the burned down buildings, and this is one of the burned down buildings. So the one over here, that's the one that Felzon was hiding under.
Yeah.
This one over here, you have not investigated. I mean, you walked past it, but
right.
There was also stories of another building that burned down on the outskirts of town. But it's not on this map. It would be down this road here.
Gotcha. And that's separate than the temple.
Correct. Yeah. No. So the temple is to the north west. So that's up this way.
We already went there and found nothing.
Right.
Well,
perhaps we could look.
You met the foreman who was digging out the place. Jacqueline Voss was the half-orc laborer who was kind of digging out the place the like builder laborer guy. There he is. That's
Yeah.
Jeanneret, boss. We found some art for him, so there he is. Yeah.
Really
So
sweet.
yeah. Yeah. So, a sweet enough guy. A little simple.
I like the fit, though. He's clean.
He
Yeah,
didn't get any of your nuance. He was a straightforward kind of guy. But yeah. So
Ingot is thinking now that there was a mausoleum under the other burnt building, perhaps we could benefit from a thorough examination of this one. And Ingot will point across the street.
Well,
Oh,
right
yes,
here. Might as well.
Let's search around. Take a close look.
Look for
All right.
another underground morgue or whatever. Sure, mausoleum, whatever it's called.
Underground morgue.
so
Works.
yeah. So you make your way over to the building over there, and yeah. I mean, it's mostly just kind of a pile of rubble. It's clear that lightning struck it a while back and it burned to the ground. It has kind of all the hallmarks of the other building. The rubble here is kind of piled centrally, and looking at it, you don't immediately spot any, like,
Hatch.
now that you're on the lookout for hatches or anything, you don't see any. Yeah, it's just kind of a burnt down building. There are some personal effects still kind of buried under there, like a rug and stuff like that, but it's all been kind of ruined by exposure to the elements for the past month.
Can I do a quick nature check on this one? Because I know I've done it on the other one, or
Sure.
I think at the temple, just to see if it feels like natural lightning that hit it.
Absolutely, yeah,
nature.
you can go right ahead.
Let me do this. So roll. Dirty 20.
Yeah, this has all the hallmarks of the previous building. You're seeing the exact same kind of pattern. It looks like this was hit by lightning. It looks like natural lightning, in that much more powerful than just a lightning bolt spell. Like an actual bolt from a cloud would cook
Okay.
almost anybody. But the spells don't have quite the juice. So, but this looks like it was hit by a bolt of lightning from above.
Yikes.
That's the most you can tell.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what it is you're looking for, or whether or not you want to kind of spend a good chunk of the day tearing the kind of place apart, because you can kind of dig through the rubble as opposed to just kind of look at it.
I mean, I would want to make sure we don't leave any clues behind if there is one here. But
Leave no stone unturned.
exactly.
Plus, what else
Yes,
are we
why
gonna
don't
do
you-
today?
Well, why don't you set your little friends to digging? I feel like they are very good at that. Pointing at your
Fang.
Eidolon. Eidolon.
Yeah,
Eidolon.
the
Eidolon.
Eidolon kind of the Eidolon looks at you like, I'm not a digging beast. That's not.
Well,
Yeah.
I really
yeah,
expected
I
the picture to be the goat.
I don't know. I thought you did something
Poor
earlier. I
Fang.
guess I'm misremembering.
He just wants to tear apart our enemies. Not do.
So,
I mean, I feel
yeah,
like we should just look around a little bit if we can.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Well, you take you kind of you can move some of the rocks around and just kind of, because these buildings are made from mostly clay and reed, right? So it's most of these buildings they're put up by kind of laying a stone foundation, and then the walls are made from river reeds that they support up with timber, and then apply mud and clay to it, which then just bakes in the sun until it's solid. And that's kind of the whole structure. So when one of these things burns, like it's not that the walls themselves really burn that much, because mud that's been baked in and clay that's been baked to stone really doesn't burn all that well. It'll scorch, it'll smoke, but unless the fire is really hot, it's not going to burn the building. But when the lightning hit it, it did start things on fire, and a fire started inside to the point where things got warm and malleable enough that the place kind of collapsed and broke apart. It caused the stone to kind of expand to the point where it caused cracks, and those made it lose its structural stability, so the whole thing kind of collapsed. So what you've got are kind of these largish pieces of clay and kind of and earthen brickwork, and brick plates. And so they're pretty heavy, but they're not impossible to move. So it takes a little bit to kind of move them aside. And you're kind of moving those things and moving those pieces around. And everybody give me a perception check.
Yes. Also, it's noted that Ingot lifts with his legs.
Oh, good. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Don't want a back injury. That'd be bad.
Yeah.
Perception.
15.
20, 28.
29.
Oh god, 13.
13. Well, Hachi is clearly sitting on a rock nearby, like talking to Bug and not paying attention at all.
I'm just using Mage Hand to like flip over one rock here and there, like
Supervising.
However, Don, you got a 28, you said?
28, yes.
Yeah.
And then Fairel 29.
Mhm.
And a 29. So the two of you are kind of moving some pieces around, looking underneath things. And so you notice that you pull aside a chunk of kind of roof and move it aside. And you see a stone lintel.
Like a beam?
Not really. What?
Yeah,
it's like a beam. Yeah.
Beam. Okay.
A
I thought
lintel.
it was
No, not a
lentil beam.
Not a lentil. No.
I was confused too. I was like, okay.
You find a stone bean.
We're gonna make a stone soup.
No. You find a stone kind of beam, and it looks like this was the thing that was at least took part of the lightning hit directly, because it has like a divot blown out of it and it's cracked in the middle, and it looks like that is kind of what caused the structure to fall. Now, that's not altogether unusual. A lot of the walls will have like stone, and then they'll use stone kind of beams to provide structure if they don't have enough wood. So because wood out here in the desert is a little hard to come by. This lintel, though, the thing that's odd about it that the two of you notice is it's clearly much older than this house. Like, it looks like a really old piece of like granite that just got repurposed, right? I mean, that kind of thing happens all the time in towns like this, especially ones that are thousands of years old. Buildings get torn down, but when they do it, they'll save pieces to build new buildings, right? Why make a new, stone lintel beam when you could, or window lintel or door lintel when you could just reuse it in the next building. So, yeah, it's weird, but it's clearly the spot that looks like it took the brunt of the lightning blast and cracked in half.
Ingot, would you mind coming over here and taking a closer look at this? Rocks are not my expertise, but this looks a little suspicious.
Let Ingot take a look. And Ingot will go closer, and Ingot also has the feat with stone cunning as well. From being a rock dwarf, to be able to... You have a knack for noticing even small inconsistencies and craftsmanship techniques in the stonework around you. A +2 circumstance bonus to perception checks to notice unusual stonework.
Ooh.
Okay. So as you're taking a look at this, go ahead and give me a perception check there, Ingot, and go ahead and include that bonus.
That's pretty good. That is a 27.
So the thing you notice is this beam is clearly very, very, very old. The technique used to make it, like, so, these days when someone's, taking a piece of stone to carve it into like a lintel or a statue or something, these days in Galarian, that is, people use, steel and iron tools. They use it, they use all the various stone cutting pieces and techniques to split the stone, to cause even breaks, to do that sort of thing. This lintel is ancient. It's really old. It predates modern kind of stone cutting technique. Now, things haven't changed an awful lot over the years when it comes to cutting stone, but there's a difference between kind of having the bigger, nicer tools that they have today, because metallurgy is what it is, versus using, flint axes and stuff to chip away at a stone beam. So this thing is ancient. It is clearly very old, and shows all of the work signs of being, and they're also weathered now, but it very well is likely to be thousands of years old.
Fairel, Dond, you may have found the first connecting clue. This beam, this is ancient, and it sort of connects the relationship between here, the Temple of Nethys, and that mausoleum, in that everything came from an older source.
Indeed.
I call from over the hill. Did you find a clue?
A clue!
Jenkins!
Okay, I'll just come over here when you're done.
The mausoleum clearly was probably no more than a few hundred years old.
Sure.
That does make it older, but it's not nearly as old as this beam.
Right. This is extremely old. It's an ancient technique of stone cutting, and I have rarely seen this. It's thousands of years old.
And we don't know how old the temple
was. It was shaped out of like hundreds and thousands of tiny little chips, right? Very
intricate.
So that could be what the temple is made out of too, though. Maybe.
Is this the only thing we see anywhere around here that's like this? I mean, would there be anything else visible?
Ingot knows what to look for. Yeah.
So, looking at the other rubble, right? Looking down at all of that, you don't really see anything else in this rubble that's that old. It looks like just a piece of building material that they reused when they put up this building. Looking at the other buildings around, they're all of similar construction, right? They're this kind of clay, mud, reed, stone amalgam to make these buildings. So stone foundations, reed, mud, and clay walls, and roofs. Most of them have wooden supports that they probably got shipped in, or got from the palm trees. But that's kind of it. You don't see anything like this right around here.
And we didn't see it at the other burnt house, right? Something similar. No, I know we didn't see it.
Look.
Yeah, we didn't.
That's true. We didn't look. Oh, gee.
Is there like a stonemason shop or anything like that that's in town, like or a?
Funny enough, the person you would want to talk to, and there isn't a shop, but if you ask anyone around, the person you would want to talk to is Jackrin Voss, the foreman and builder in town, who is, to the best of your knowledge, still out at the temple.
Perhaps we could give another visit to the temple.
That's a good idea. We could also see if maybe they've uncovered any bit of it, to where we can actually see if it's similar stone to this.
Yes,
also, now that we know. Sorry,
go ahead.
Oh no, yes, I was just saying there has to be this connection here, as you mentioned, Ingot. These things will make themselves very apparent if we can make that connection concretely.
I see what you did there.
Oh,
No,
So,
I didn't, but now I do.
So, are you
I
going to
feel
go
like-
check out the other ruins first, or what's the plan?
I was
Ooh.
thinking
Along
we
the
should
way.
go along the way, check out the other burnt house because it is on the
Yep.
way to the temple, and we can see if there's another pillar.
Something
nearby.
specific. Yeah.
So, you make your way through town, much as you did the previous night, kind of crossing over the bridge and making your way to the other structure. And you get there and begin searching around for more ancient stone beams. Is that what you're doing?
Anything that was made with the similar technique that would seem the same.
And
Okay.
now we know specifically what we're looking for.
Right. Not necessarily a beam, but any aspect of the building.
Okay. So, digging through the first thing took a few hours, right? Because you had to move all the stuff around, and it was tiring work, and it's pretty hot. So you get over here, and it's now like mid-afternoon, and you begin digging through this. So after another couple hours, everybody give me a perception check.
Would I be able to apply my stone cunning bonus to this?
Yes, absolutely.
What is
21.
typically
Oh,
Ingot
you know what?
skill? Ooh.
I rolled a natural 1, but I have halfling luck, so I'm gonna roll again.
Yeah.
Or
I
I could
rolled
just
a
let it go
22.
and hope that y'all are more observant than me.
28.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll just let it go. I was digging at the wrong house. I'm like digging up someone else's, like,
Oh, sorry, my bad. Oopsie doodle.
So
And if
sorry,
possible,
who had
I'd
the
like to
high?
sort.
Who had the
28
high number?
for Ingot.
28. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, you're kind of digging around through this. It's been another couple hours, and you move a bunch of the pieces around and try and kind of sort them. Sorry, you said you wanted to sort them in some way, or?
Oh, just looking for the same stone cunning techniques.
Oh, okay. So you don't find another beam. That's this building looks like it was constructed just like everything else. And you're digging through all this stuff, and you're about to give up. You know, you're just kind of like, well, there's nothing here. And then, just as you're about to give up, Ingot is walking out of the ruins, and you're kind of, you're moving through, and mind you, a lot of this building's just kind of ash and broken stuff. And your foot kicks something in the ash down below. And
Oops.
as you look down, rolling kind of out of the ash, because you kicked it and it kind of rolls a bit, is a stone cup that looks like it's made the same way as that beam was.
A clue! Ingot says and holds up the cup.
Oh, you found an old cup. Great.
This has used the same techniques as the beam.
Hachi is
and again,
unimpressed.
Yeah.
well, just to reiterate, our hypothesis is that old things are attracting the lightning from the sky. Is that correct?
Well, at least we know that
Currently.
we have a pattern.
Yes. So
Ing-
old beams, old cup, old. Go ahead, Ingot.
Well, we know that there was some sort of cataclysmic event, and that was, we're assuming, the basis for these magical occurrences. We're trying to find the source of this to maybe reverse it or mend it in some
Right.
way.
No, Yes.
And the only
understand.
the only clues that we've had so far is during this event, these buildings have been hit by lightning. And if we could find some sort of connection between them, we may find the link that brings us to the source of the magic. Now, since we've found these older techniques for stone cutting, this cup
yes.
and this beam, perhaps they came from the same source. And now we know where to go, perhaps.
To the source of the old stone. Right.
I should
perhaps
say we should
this was a
probably
beacon.
we probably obviously can't carry the beam since it's huge and heavy, but we can carry this cup, and I suggest we take this to the ruins to show our old friend that is obviously the expert around here what kind of stone was used, how old. and seeing if the temple
Fantastic.
itself was actually made with the same materials.
And if
yes.
possible,
Because
where
didn't
else
they
we
say
can
that the
find that?
temple was thousands of years old as well?
Correct.
So
I guess-
Or
yeah, you only got fragmentary because Jacqueline didn't talk much about it, but you're pretty sure if you asked around town, you could learn more about it. You really haven't asked too many questions about it. I think you did some cursory kind of
We did
questions.
for Sarenrae's
While back.
temple, I think, but not
Yeah.
Nephis.
Yeah.
And I think,
That's right.
if I recall, Lady of Sarenrae, the priestess there, she mentioned that the other temple was like a lot older than hers. I can't
That's
remember.
right, because it was there before
Ah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and rebuilt.
She had
It was an
mentioned-
inn or something.
She had mentioned that it was an inn, or someone did. I'm trying to remember who exactly
Yeah.
you talked to. But yeah, you are correct that it was at one point in time an inn, and as far as the legend goes, Nethys stayed there.
What if these are elements from the old inn that Nephis stayed at, and this was Nephis?
And Nephis is mad at that inn or loves that inn? Which one are we going with here?
The inn is now a
could be.
temple in
It
his
could be.
honor, so
Loves
This
it.
is the god of consequences.
Maybe
Well,
a little both.
Nephis-
Okay.
Nethys is a complicated god, believing in it being both of creation and destruction in all things magical. However,
all I know is that if
by the time you're done with this kind of investigation, this digging and kind of tearing up this place, it's not dark yet, but it's getting there. It's like 5 p.m. now, early evening, and the group of you have not had anything really other than some delicious date bread, but that was gone hours ago. And so you haven't had dinner, and you don't quite have all your stuff with you to travel, I'm assuming, because you don't go and
We'll
walk
go
around town
temple
with your
hunting.
entire kit.
Yeah.
temple hunting tomorrow, instead we should go back to the inn for dinner and see if our dear friend Ventarius Fig is up to his old stories again. Because this time I want to hit him with a rock.
This time, Ingot will not stop you.
That will be a third
This
strike,
time,
just
I
so
will
we're all
laugh.
counting. Yes, London. I mean, don't, yes.
This time I will not miss, since I've missed with every other rock throw.
Maybe you should throw something else, darling.
So,
Six.
you make your way back to the Drowsy Kennel, without too much trouble, and we'll go ahead and move you over here. And we'll put you there. That's fine. Okay. You move back to the Drowsy Camel, and you get there, and the bar is pretty empty. There's a few folks here having meals, but Ventarius is nowhere to be found. You don't see him anywhere. And Nerissa is behind the bar, cleaning up and serving some folks some food. And she says, "Oh, welcome! You've been out, had a busy day. You all look filthy." She says, looking you over because you're all covered in
Sorry.
dust and dirt from digging, and ash and soot from digging through 2 burnt out buildings.
That's funny. I think I look exactly the same.
She looks at
Same,
you and she
kinda.
goes, "Yes, well, actually, yes, you all. Yeah, that's about par. Yeah, all right. Can I get you anything?"
We'll take, what was it, about 20-ish fish, and that'd be great from next door. And then what are you all having again? I can't remember what you eat.
Stew.
Nice drink. Nice drink and
She's
some
like,
sort
yeah.
of just roast meat as well. Thank you.
Yes, I believe there's plenty of goat on the menu today. Let's.
Cattle
Goat!
fighting.
It comes out on a plate with like the head still attached to.
Aw.
Oh, it still has like the little helmet on.
Yeah,
That's-
that's right.
No, those
Like it
those
went
goats
into
were
battle and
pension. You're
didn't
not
make
eating
it.
those.
That's true.
So you're all able to order up a meal. Yes, there are a lot of goat chops and a goat roast that you can have here today. But there's also plenty of fish from the Jeanneret, and she always has the garlic soup and a bunch of other local delicacies, including obviously there's always plenty of palm wine. It's an acquired taste. But there's a weak ale and a wine on tap as well. So she's happy to serve you all up. And as she comes over to the table with your food and drinks, she's like, "Well, you'll be happy to know that Ventarius went up to his room, stormed out the moment he woke up this morning, and went up to his room and hasn't been down since. I told him that he needs to get out. He's paid up through tomorrow, and then tomorrow he needs to go. So he's leaving."
Well done for standing up for yourself in your business.
Well, I've never been one to truck with fools, and he's been plenty of fool for one lifetime. So he can go. He's paid through tomorrow, though. But I sent him to a room, and I told him I didn't want to see him down here in the tavern, or he can leave tonight.
Great. So you mean starting tomorrow, his room will be available?
Oh,
She's like,
indeed
it will.
Yes.
I've been up
She's
this
like,
first step. Never mind.
Yeah.
We're not talking in episodes here.
From the moment I arrived here, yes.
Yeah.
She's like, yes. Well, I'm sure I'll need to at least spend a day cleaning out his smell. The Chilaxians, they are constantly perfumed. It's obnoxious. And she kind of goes back to her business. You're
actually,
able to
Nerissa,
enjoy a nice meal? No,
before
yes.
you go, as a proprietor of goods and silverware, does this look familiar to you? And Ingot will pull out the cup.
She looks at it and she's like, that's an old cup. Who would use a stone cup? Well, I haven't seen anything like that here ever. All of her wares are ceramic. And
It is
she's just
good
like,
work.
wow.
And whose house across from your establishment got hit by lightning? Do you know who was the owner of that residence?
Again, it's another family in town. The name isn't really
family.
anyone that you recognize.
Yes, but we could ask them where they got the cup.
Oh, well, fair enough. She says, yes, well, I can, I'll reach out and see if I can't get in touch with them. I'm not sure where they moved to after their house burned down, but I can ask around.
Oh, please do.
She's like, oh, well, anyway, she's like, it's, do you want to be served in it, or do you just want to
Oh,
taste
yes,
it?
It's a fine
We'll
piece.
need all
No,
of it, yes.
this belongs in a museum.
I want to drink from the old
okay.
cup. What could go wrong?
I thought that's what he was asking. Honestly, we're gonna unlock some other secret of magic in a second.
Yeah.
I love the palm wine.
Yeah, it's the magic of dysentery.
This isn't the Oregon Trail.
So you're all sitting there enjoying your meal, tuck it in, having, fish, some delicious goat, some vengeance goat, and enjoying vengeance goat, and having some drinks. And as you're sitting there, you hear, well, at first you weren't sure what it was. It was quiet and kind of sounded distant. And then you hear it again, and it sounds like someone screaming. But it doesn't sound too close. But then there's another one that sounds much closer. And then much closer. And looking out toward the front windows, because, right, this the drowsy camel has windows, but they're really just wood slats that open and close, right? And they're currently open to let in kind of the cooler evening air. And you see a townsfolk go running past with a look of panic. And looking out that way, as they run past, you can see, that effect where someone's lit from one side? It looks like they're being lit from a light source to the north that is golden in color. There's golden light coming from the north.
Is it?
It might be the moat. I don't know.
Well, it could
Fairel
be
picks up a
anything.
bowl of stew really quickly and goes, like, eats really fast. And
Yeah.
not gonna be able to finish. Like, here we go again. Like,
All right, so I'm assuming at this point in time you
out.
go check it out. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
one more bite.
So Farrell's walking out the door with the crock, and you make your way outside, and we're going to go ahead and swap over to the Saltier Street Center map. Let's go to that. And so here we are. This is just so you get a sense of where we're at. This is the Drowsy Camel. That's the front of the Drowsy Camel. Over here, this is Felsan's shop. So that's how close it was. It's across the street, right? And then there's that fountain in the middle, right? I have it as a well, but it's a fountain. And you see that what is his name? I keep spacing.
That bard. Yeah.
The bard.
Right,
Yeah.
Rastavan, was that it?
Rostavan, that is it. Yeah, no, sorry, I was just spacing. It's Rostavan. Yeah, there it is. So Rostavan is sitting there, and he stands up and is looking, and he kind of points to the north, and that's when you see them.
Them.
Coming down the street are 3 humanoid shapes made entirely out of fire.
This again.
Good thing we have that potion of fire resistance.
They are
Who has
not.
it? Who has
They
it?
are not like the one you fought before. They are not as fast. The one before was just like running and leaving trails of fire in its place. These ones are like fire. They like move and lurch like flames as they kind of surge and move their way down the street, lighting things on fire as they go. And behind them, floating in the air, surrounded by flames, is Imra.
Oh,
Fire is dancing from her eyes. She is floating in the air, surrounded by a nimbus of flames, and an otherworldly voice emerges from her that says, "Burn it all!" And that is where we are going to take a brief break.
Oh no!
And allow everyone to get ready to face Imra and her fire minions. Stay tuned, everybody. We will be back in just about 10 minutes. We'll see you in just a few.
Centuries ago, the Stellar Flare, a science vessel researching the strange dimension known as the Drift, crashed on the surface of Akaton. Now, an android with a claim to the Stellar Flare wants to find the wreck and rescue its valuable research. The Stellar Flare's remains lie in the middle of an enormous junk field filled with malfunctioning technology, inhabited by predatory creatures and fought over by territorial space goblins. And there are whispers of an enormous robot made entirely of junk that wanders the scrapyards, eager to destroy everything in its path. Can your heroes broker a peace, reach the wreckage, and defend it against an army of scavengers? Junker's Delight is a Starfinder adventure for first-level heroes, and the perfect next step from the Starfinder beginner box. School's in session in Kindled Magic, the first volume of the Strength of Thousands adventure path. The newest students at the venerable Magambia School of Magic must begin their academic careers with tests of their skill and resourcefulness. The heroes can learn much from their teachers and fellow students, but must be aware of mysterious secrets and sinister plots. The rigors facing any Magambia student are steep, but the heroes must also contend with strange infestations and supernatural intruders in the school's ancient halls. Education is far from easy at the oldest and most prestigious magic academy in the world. For a quick adventure for first-level characters, discover Pathfinder Bounty somewhere below. While sheltering in a cave from a storm, the player characters discover a note from a stranded spelunker in need of immediate assistance. They must navigate the hazards and creatures of the treacherous caverns if they want to help their bounty make it out alive. 2 new adventures, including An Agent's Obligation and Breaking the Storm, Parting Clouds, await members of the Pathfinder Society. Learn more at pathfindersociety.club and join a game with friends from around the world or across the table. New adventures await members of the Starfinder Society in the Year of the Data Scourge. Mission Not Found and A Waltz Through Myriad Worlds are now available. Become a Starfinder Society agent at starfindersociety.club. Whether the heroes are exploring the world-spanning woodlands of a living planet or racing inner cycles between giant trees in a dangerous high-speed chase, Starfinder Flipmat Forest Moon has you covered. Key aliens and NPCs from the Fly for Your Die adventure path come alive on your tabletop with the Fly for Your Die Pawn Collection, featuring more than 100 creature pawns of an alien, NPC, or starship from the campaign, including Edgecore bounty hunters, the Golden League's assassins, rival starships and their crews, and dozens of unique creatures. This 27 by 39-inch double-sided combat map features 2 different islands for use at your table. Don't waste your time sketching when you could be playing with Pathfinder Flipmat Bigger Island. You'll be ready next time your players make landfall. The next time your players are ready to explore a towering castle or imposing fortress, they won't have to wait for you to draw every wall or door in the complex. Pathfinder Flip Tiles Fortress Starter Set provides beautifully illustrated 6-inch by 6-inch map tiles and can be used to construct a sprawling fortification full of places for defenders to make their last stand. Find your path to friendship and adventure with these new releases and more at Paizo.com and your favorite local game store.
The games we play are the stories we create.
The fortress doors swing open.
Every story is unique.
And the sound of war drums rises.
Sometimes our stories come to us when we least expect them. We need to be ready no matter where inspiration strikes. And sometimes our stories are told over great distances. No matter where your journey leads you or how your story is told. The games we play are the stories we create. Sirenscape can help make yours epic.
Sirenscape is searchable, fast, and customizable from any device with no need to pre-install any sound. Adding epic atmosphere to your game has never been easier.
On the southern coast of Starstone Isle, not far from the town of Otari, the Gauntlet stands shrouded by cloying mists atop a centuries-old ruin in the Fogfin Swamp. Now, a pallid new light glows from within the ancient edifice, beckoning novice explorers to delve deep into the marsh to discover the truth behind the awakened radiance. The town elders of Otari say that the old lighthouse has been abandoned for ages, that the swamp itself holds little danger to the town. The town elders are wrong. Into the Mega Dungeon, the all-new Abomination Vault's adventure path for the Pathfinder role-playing game peels back layer after layer of mystery, intrigue, and terror in a 3-volume campaign of dungeon exploration and thrilling discovery, designed especially with new players in mind. The priceless plunder of long centuries awaits those bold enough to enter the sprawling abomination vaults, but claiming it requires facing off against a horde of hideous monsters, deadly traps, and vengeful ghosts with long memories and inhuman hungers. The Abomination Vault's adventure path works with the Pathfinder Beginner Box or Pathfinder Core Rulebook and is your perfect gateway to thrilling adventure 500 years in the making.
The Ruby Phoenix Tournament, the world's greatest martial arts contest, held in honor of the legendary sorcerer Hao Jin, the Ruby Phoenix. The final team standing in this once-per-decade contest wins a grand prize, their choice of a single item from Hao Jin's magnificent vault of treasures. This year, Hao Jin herself will preside as the grand judge. But to receive the honor of just even meeting the Ruby Phoenix, the contestants must first prove their mettle and strength in the untamed jungles of Danger Island. Only the 8 greatest teams will proceed to the metropolis of Goka to compete for the title of Ruby Phoenix Champions. During a year that promises to be unlike any other, countless untold mysteries await the challengers. Will it be mysterious scoundrels like the Lightkeepers? Brave friends such as Tino's Toughest? Or will it be your team of adventuring heroes to claim the Sorcerer's Prize? Let the games begin with the Fists of the Ruby Phoenix Adventure Path.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, when we went on break, our intrepid enigmas were enjoying a meal when they saw and heard the sounds of panic outside. Venturing out, you saw a trio of fire elementals charging down the street toward the center of town, and behind them you saw Imra floating in the flames, fire dancing from her eyes. And in fact, as she draws near, the fire that is outlining her is even kind of shaped like this dragon form, this little mote of fire. It looks like it is large and now has engulfed her. And otherworldly voice comes out of her that screams, "Burn it all!" And that is where we're going to pick up. So I'm going to go to the map here, and lo and behold, I even have a little token for Imra here. Let's take a look at that.
So
there we go. There she is.
Just to like reiterate, we've noticed that a lot of the people are getting the magic that shows what they need in life and that like shows their true selves. This child is obviously evil, right? Like,
this
I mean, I don't want to kill
possession.
the child, but this is obviously not good.
But she can't be. There has to be some outside force here, right?
She's
perfectly normal. Well, okay, settle down there, Fairel. So, yes, she looks very scary right now, but who among us hasn't woken up on the wrong side of the bed? I mean, come on.
And on fire.
Also, and on fire next to a demon. It's a different story for another time. But listen, I think that when we first met her, she seemed innocent enough and was clearly dealing with powerful elementals that none of us can control. So something could have happened there.
Maybe reaching out to forces beyond her control, and something may have reached back.
Yeah, I mean, the voice, you all are, experienced practitioners of various magical traditions, and all of you in your studies have encountered, otherworldly beings that whisper to you from across the dark void of dimensions to other planes of existence. I mean, Hachi does it on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And, so there's nothing, the fact that there is some other voice coming out of her, you're all experienced enough to understand that there's something not right here. That is not poor, sweet Hachi is not necessarily the one in the driver's seat here. With that...
Imra, yeah.
Or sorry, Imra, yeah. So with that, let's go ahead. Well, maybe Hachi as well. But that's a different secret of magic. All right. So let's go ahead and get everyone to roll initiative. Go ahead and bounce me some perception there.
So we just battle the fire and we don't kill Drew Barrymore. Got it.
That's
Of
good.
course,
It took me a
Jesus.
second.
Yeah, I see what
with
you
the
did there.
fire
I followed
starter.
you. Yeah. All right. So let's see here. All right, I'm going to go around and get everyone's initiative. Ingot, what do you got?
29.
Hachi, what do you got?
27. This is my new pen, by the way. It's
Very
really
good.
It spins.
Don, what do you got?
24.
Ooh.
We're going in order so far.
I also got a 24. Take that.
Well, you know what? I'm just going to leave it in the order it is currently in because I'm at the bottom already, that's fine.
That's fine.
I am going to go ahead and let me go ahead and add a few other things here. Let me go ahead and add Rostavan. Come here. Go ahead and just roll. Okay.
Oh, is Rostavan gonna fight with us?
Help, Rastavan, help.
Help!
Help.
All right.
He's secretly like a level 80 bard.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't get that far ahead. Okay.
Rolling
but,
pipes.
he is currently in the middle of this, so we'll keep him in there until he's not. Okay. So top of the order, Ingot, you get to go first, and really, in fact, they've already started this fight by just moving into the square. That was their previous turn. So, Ingot, you are picking up right where they left off. What do you do?
Copy that. Ingot right away will touch the crystal attached to his earring and cast Protective Ward. It's that 5 foot. And then Ingot reaches into his robes and pulls out 2 crystals that we haven't seen before. They look prismatic in design, as if they could reflect any color of the rainbow. And he slams them together over his head, and a shower of rainbow glitter comes down over Ingot, and he casts chromatic armor. Okay.
Yay!
So Ingot had spent 1 action doing Protective Ward, so he's casting it at the 2 action level. This is a spell from Secrets of Magic. That's right, I get one of those now too. So the armor sheds bright light for 20 feet. Whenever a creature attacks a target and is adjacent to it, the attacker must attempt a will save at the end of its action. On a failure, it becomes dazzled until the end of its next turn. Regardless of the result of the save, the attacker is temporarily immune until the end of its next turn. The dazzling effect has light and visual traits. When you cast the spell, roll a 1d8 twice on the table below, which I have, to see the armor's colors. Each color grants resistance 5 to the indicated damage type. So, we're hoping, I get 2 because I cast it at 2 actions. We're hoping for red. Let's see what we get.
This is awesome.
Okay, so.
Water resistant!
Yeah.
Yay!
Right? 6, which is indigo, so mental resistance.
Mental, yeah, all right.
1, which is red. Fire. Oh, I glow red and indigo.
Amazing.
All right, so you got some purple and red swirling armor around you that is going to give you some protection. And when I attack you, I am going to need to make a save
Be dazzled
to avoid being dazzled. Okay, cool. All right. So you are now surrounded by that nifty effect. I don't know if I've got a. Well, we're going to go ahead and give you a purple dot just to indicate you've got your
thanks.
purple and red. We're going to give you a purple-red dot there to be purple and red armor. Yeah. Okay, that is the end of Ingot's turn. Hachi, you are next. Your foes are far away.
Yeah, but they're not far away enough. For what I'm going to do, I reach over to Dawn and I go, "You know what to do, buddy." And I cast haste, because if it's not broke, why fix it?
Thank you.
You get an extra strike or stride each time you go. Okay, mark that down. And then that was 2 actions. For my second action, I am going to move myself. Let me measure. Where are we? I'm just gonna go here. Sort of pick up.
Yeah, I should note your placements here at the beginning were arbitrary. So if you need to move yourself around after your initial placement, that's fine. Not too worried about it. I just dumped your bump on there.
Yeah.
I'll just hang out around here.
Or maybe like next to this. Yeah, I'll be like next to this guy. Okay.
Well, stay somewhere near the front of the end. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Don't everybody go running off. This wasn't a free move.
Don is next to Imra.
All right. So
I used to say,
all
hey,
right, come here.
I'm sorry.
Come here. Here's what actually happened. We're going to keep everybody near the front of the end. That's fine. I no problem with that. But we'll keep you all near the front. That's fine. Yeah. All right, there we go. I get a free move. I run over there. Give players an inch and they will literally take 30 feet. Okay.
That was good.
Don, it is your turn. What do you got?
Okay, cool. I'm not even going to move that much. I'm just going to move here. But I'll also use one of the potions that I newly have. I'm going to take the... if I can have the name of it here, the potion of resistance lesser, but it's for fire. So that'll give me, I believe 5 resistance there. I will also cast shield. I'll bring up my shield as another action there.
I feel like you learned that from Ingot.
And I think that's actually going to be the end of your turn because you had to move, you had to draw the potion, you had to drink the potion, and then you cast shield. So that's all 4. You were hasted, so that all plays out.
So the move will be the last. Okay. Oh, I guess the extra thing. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so you have protection from fire. I believe. What is that? Is that a lesser potion?
It's a lesser.
Okay. Go ahead and see what the lesser one is only going to give you a 5. Okay, so every time you take fire damage, you will take 5 less. It's basically the same thing that Indigo has. All right.
Indigo.
Okay. Yeah, Ingot. Okay. So that was donned. Fairel.
Okay, initiate, act together. Whew. Okay. I have something fun. All right, I want Fang to take an action. He's gonna run up closer to these. Okay. I'm gonna see how am I gonna get him. How am I gonna get them all? I think that would be enough if he came right here. Let's see, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Yeah. And he's going to release Eidolon's. What?
So, quick question. If you were doing Act Together, what are you doing while he is doing that?
Prepping my new spell. I guess I'll move too. But I don't want to move.
One of you.
Actually, I don't want to.
Yeah, you're each only going to get, if you do Act Together and you both just move, you can certainly do that. Then you have 2 actions left.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want him to move, do an action, and then I'm going to use 2 actions to do a spell. Is that not?
So I don't think you're going to be able to get 2 action spells out of it. I think that's impossible. But I think you can, unless one of those spells is only one. I'm not doing 2
action spells, unless Eidolon's. Oh, it is 2. Poopy. Okay. That's okay.
Language.
Sorry.
She learned it from watching you.
Well, I want to try this because I never got to do this without injuring other people. I'm going to allow him to release Eidolon's Wrath, which is his powerful energy attack of his howling, and it's going to be a 20-foot radius around him, so it should hit all of them. And it is heightened, so that means I get to roll a lot. Yep. 7d6.
So yeah, Eidolon's Wrath. At your level, yeah, I think that's right.
I think so because it's 5d6 of damage. If it's heightened, you add 2 more d6.
Yeah, so it goes from a 3rd level to a 4th level spell. So yeah, it's going to be 76, and you picked Sonic, so it's going to do 76 Sonic damage. And they're going to get a basic reflex save.
And would I add the +2 of his additional damage, or is that only with melee attacks?
No, that's only with melee attacks. Okay, so I've got a bunch of reflex saves to make. Let me go ahead and roll all 3 of those, and I'll do them in that order. That's fine. Okay, 1.
Oh no.
2.
Is it saving for half?
Wait. 3. Okay. So, Fairel, your save DC is what, 23?
Yes.
Okay. So, once again, the dice are with me, although one of them didn't nearly fail, but nearly isn't going to be enough. I rolled 1 natural 20, so one of them is completely immune and will take no damage at all. The other 2, however, made it, so they will take half damage. So go ahead and roll 76.
What about Imra? Imra's also in range.
Let me resolve the elementals first, and then I'll tell you what happens to Imra. Yeah.
So I rolled 20 damage. So that means you take 10 damage. The other 2. 10 damage.
Okay. All right. My incredible streak of never rolling poorly in this app continues. Okay, so 2 of them look like they were diminished by that. They look like the blast of sound hits them, and some of their smoke, some of their fire just turns to black smoke and evaporates. When this sound washes over Imra, I need to go ahead and roll a save, and I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it in secret. All right. So I got that plus that. Okay. Because I know how Roll20 likes to betray me by showing things to the players that I don't want them to see. So, like the names of things. So, all right. So the sound washes over Imra, and the flames around her look like they are slightly diminished by this, kind of similarly to how the other flames were. They kind of snuff out a bit. They don't seem quite as bright. But Imra looks entirely unaffected. The girl in the middle doesn't look like that hurt her at all. It looks like it hurt the flames around her. All right. That is that. Fairel, you still have, and this is you, can still take a move or cast a one-action spell. I'm not sure you have too many of those.
I don't. I'm just going to move a little bit closer.
Okay. Sounds good.
To prep for another attack.
Something else. Okay, cool. Okay, that was Fairel's turn. Next up, we are to the fire. All right. So I've got one of these. I've got one of them that is right next to Fang. We're going to start with that one. That's the one that made the save by a critical success. And it is going to lash out at Fang with a tendril of fire. Here it comes.
There we go. You mean to fire.
21.
You mean to fire.
Oh. I think that's a fail.
Is that going to miss Fang?
Yes. Does he also... His AC is 22. Now, I think his AC is 23. If he also gets a +1 to his AC when we leveled up.
His AC should probably be 19 plus whatever his dex modifier is, so...
Oh.
23 probably.
Okay, I had it as 22. So now it is 22 because his dex is +2. So it's 22.
I don't know if he gets a bonus for having hide or anything. I don't know. He might. I'm looking at the wolf, the beast eidolon right now. Oh yeah, he's a +1 AC for being a fleet beast. So yeah, no, he is. Yeah, you had it right. No worries.
He was
You're doing
22,
it right.
And now is he 23 because we leveled up?
He is now 23. Yep. So that attack is going to miss. I lash out with a tendril of flame, and it comes up well short. So I'm going to lash out with a second tendril of flame. And that one's even worse. And out of my rage and frustration, the fire elemental lashes out a third time. And that, too, is only a 20. Not gonna do it. Fang dances between the tendrils of flame. There's like this firestorm of tendrils of flame dancing around Fang, and Fang is just kind of nimbly dodging each one of them in turn.
He thinks it's a game.
However, yeah, it's a game, all right. A deadly game. All right, so the second one that I'm going to have act is going to go ahead and move.
Oh, of course.
Up to Fairel. And it is going to strike out with a tendril. Here it comes.
Ooh.
Armor class 22.
My AC is 22.
Meaty beaty.
Take 15 points of fire damage.
15.
Okay.
And I'm going to put a marker on you to indicate the persistent fire damage that you are taking.
On stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah, you are now on fire. And
this halfling's on fire.
Oh no.
This halfling's on fire. Okay.
Yeah, so we're gonna go and we'll just put this kind of this symbol on you, and I'm just gonna put a 2 on that symbol. Mind you, you're not taking 2 points of fire damage every round at the end of your turn. You're taking 2d4.
Yep. Can't wait to do that.
It's great. Yeah,
great.
It's really good. All right.
This is a great
so
day.
that was my second action, and with my third action, I'll lash out at you again.
Great. So glad I left the inn, y'all. So glad I left my dinner.
15
Great
is
idea, everybody.
I should have went back to that bowl of soup. All right.
Yeah.
And then last, I'm going to have this other one move. One. Let me go ahead and measure this out.
Oh. I wish they would stop moving away from being in a clump. Hurry.
I can totally make it there.
Nope.
Dond! That elemental comes racing across with one action and makes it up to you. And it is going to lash out with a fire tendril. Here it comes. Wow. I have talked too much. I have talked with too much hubris towards Roll20. My dice have gone cold.
Fire tendril does nothing.
Yeah, that was a 3. So that's going to be an 18. That's definitely going to miss. And then I'll take my second attack. Armor class 21.
Nope.
Yeah. I'm going to wager that doesn't do it either. All right. So that was all of them. At this time as well, Imra is taking her action as well. Imra is surrounded by this nimbus of flame. And let me make sure I've got the right color here. There we go. And it begins to grow.
No.
I'm not sure you all can see that, right? Oh, no, you can't. Let me see if I can turn that on so you can see it. See. There it is.
Oh. That is growing.
So, she is being surrounded by a nimbus of flame. Currently, none of you are in it, but it is growing, and that's all she does this round. Bottom of the order, Rostavan goes.
Yeah, get him.
So Rostavan is going to play his. He's going to play his twin flutes, and that is going to give everyone a +1 status bonus on attack rolls, damage rolls, and saving throws against fear as he casts Inspire Courage. Because he's a bard, and that's what he does.
He's a bard.
He is going to give you all some. He plays a jaunty tune to inspire you to take care of this problem, and he is going to spend his second action hiding behind the well, gaining better cover, and that's all he does this round. Okay, that is Rostavan's turn. Next up, top of the order, Ingot.
And then just to double check too, this is a fountain that's here in front of the shop, and as Ingot looks over, the fountain is on, and it's powerful, spraying water, huh? And so, first, Ingot will spend one action to increase the protective ward around him and keep it up. So that goes to 10 feet. Oop. And then second action, 5, 10, 15, 25. There. Sorry. There. Is this at the edge of the fountain, like that circle, or is the circle of the well the edge of the fountain?
So what you're seeing here, and I'm not sure if you can make it out exactly, but there is this a mosaic of this town wrapped around the fountain that you can kind of see. There's like buildings and camels and stuff going all the way around, right? That's this outer barrier here. That's just a mosaic pattern. The fountain is actually this this well tile. The well tile exactly is where the fountain is.
So Ingot thought that Ingot could help a little bit with the protective ward and maybe flanking a bit, but in order for the plan to continue, Ingot must stay here. Sorry, Dond.
Okay, so that's 2 of your actions.
And this is where Ingot will stay, and he starts to touch the stone of the fountain. But that's
okay. All right. That is the end of Ingot's turn. Hachi.
Okay.
Fire creatures are running rampant through town. What do you do?
I just feel like my plan got ruined because everyone moved around. If only they could stay still.
Excuse me, villain. Would you please stay still?
Would you mind? Please stay still. I'm going to use... Oh, gosh. Everyone's so far. Okay, reworking my plan. Instead of doing what I was gonna do, I'm going to get within 30 feet of. Hold on, too many tabs. Got it. Okay, I'm within 30 feet of this one. Let me ping. There we go. And I'm going to cast with. Oh, actually, this is a feat, so it's not really a spell. It doesn't use a spell slot. I'm going to use Disturbing Knowledge. This is a really cool feat, which means that I have so much ridiculously frightening occult knowledge that sometimes it just, when I'm walking around, I'm just like muttering demonic sounds and scary things. I attempt an occultism check and compare it with the results to the will DC of an enemy within 30 feet. If they do not make it, they are confused and the frightened one. Because I'm just so incredibly frightening. So let's see. My occult check is.
So you're using Disturbing Knowledge to mutter strange blasphemies and whatnot. So this does have to be used against someone who is within 30 feet. The one near Fang is too far away. That one's 35 feet away. But I think the other two, nope. The only one that's within 30 feet of Hachi right now is the one near Dond.
Okay, that's fine. It's weird. My map is not the same as yours right now. I gotta refresh. Okay, yeah,
I had seen that too. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that. As long as one's there, I will get that one. So here's the check.
Okay.
That is a 14 plus. Again, I'm a master of the occult now. 17, so that's 30. Nope.
31.
14 plus 17. 31. Okay.
31.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good. That's really not good. So that is a critical success.
Yes.
So
amazing.
You utter a litany of dreadful names, prophecies, and descriptions of realms beyond mortal comprehension, and the fire creature turns to you and is like, "What?"
Yeah, the fire creature sees that I'm talking, so I'm like just muttering that my jaw hinges again, and you just hear like noises erupting from my mouth, and only this poor little fire creature can witness it. Oh God! Whoa. It's a goat fire.
It's not a goat. But you utter blasphemous goat noises, and the fire creature just stares at you with kind of like a terrified look on its like mostly kind of featureless face, but its jaw opens and it just kind of looks at you and kind of recoils. And so it's going to be confused and frightened for one round. Frightened is bad enough. That drops all of its abilities by one.
Yay.
But
does it have to like try to run or escape, or is that not part of it?
No, that's fleeing. That's a slightly different condition. Frightened basically says you take a penalty of 1 to almost every statistic you have. But at the end of its turn, the frightened will drop off. It's only confused for one round, and confused is going to make it flat-footed. So its AC has just gone into the tank for one round.
Good for Don.
And it must use all of its actions to strike or cast offensive spells, but its targets are determined randomly. But as long as there are no enemies near it, it's still going to attack whoever is right near it. But
amazing. I'm just so knowledgeable, it scares everyone around me. I think that's one of the most kick-ass spells ever. I have one more action left.
So that is a great skill feat, and I'm assuming you picked that up with your general feat, didn't you? Oh, I see what you did. Yeah, I see what you did. I gave you 7th level, and you picked cool things. All right, you have one action remaining.
I'm going to, and remind me if I'm doing this right, I'm going to do one magic missile because I have one action left. That's fair. That's a normal thing to do. Okay. All right.
You can totally throw a magic missile. Yeah.
Yeah, I do that. It's fun. I'm just I'm very scary, and then I go, that's right. I'm supposed to be fighting, and I flick at Bug, and a little scale comes flying out at that same creature that I targeted earlier. That is a.
It auto hits, and so you just roll
does
the
it auto hit?
d4.
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I had to. Sorry.
Magic missile.
I'm not used to using magic missile. It's not my default.
So I will say this: if you target the creature that you just confused, and it takes damage, it gets a flat check to end the confusion effect. No, that's bad. You don't want it to end the confusion effect. So, but you can target somebody else. Yeah, doesn't matter.
Okay, let's do. Well, am I in range? Let's see. Well, this guy is.
You're in range of everybody with magic missile. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was scrolling around.
no,
I'll hit another. How about the one that's up near Imra? By Fang.
Sure.
Clear shot. Okay, boom. What is it? D4 plus 1. This is 4.
Yep.
I do it.
4. All right. So your magic missile goes screaming out there. That fire elemental that's near you, though, is just staring at you in a gas bar, and is it's more like a sneeze. Don, that fire elemental that's in front of you is now not paying attention to you at all, and it is now your turn. Oh boy!
All right. Yo, this leveling up has made these spell checks even beefier. We're gonna try it. As I'm
Time to
going
go
to try to
boom!
spell strike. Yeah, boom! With magnetic acceleration from Secrets of Magic now on sale.
Yeah.
Okay. This is how you get a cut.
One. Nat
Oh,
one.
it's the curse.
Hero point.
Extremes.
Hero point.
Hero
Oh,
point.
hero point.
Everybody
Hero
gets one
point.
per session.
Everybody gets one.
Ominously.
Okay, that's better. That's a lot better. This will be 30.
Nice.
30.
For flat-footed.
Okay. So, a 30
Wait, yeah.
would just be a hit. If it weren't for the fact that I was frightened and confused.
Nice.
So that's a crit. All right.
Yeah!
It is a crit.
Yo.
I'm sorry. I
Get ready
strung you
for this.
along there. Yeah.
Down boom.
Here we go. All right.
Get ready for this. This is going to be a record.
Boom.
Okay, so this is for the magnetic acceleration, boosted up to, I'm casting at 4th level.
Yeah.
4th level.
Oh,
Yeah,
bud.
bud.
Yeah.
So that is actually 8d8. Oh, 8d6. 8d6, sorry.
Whoa.
Oh, still.
6,
Yeah.
9, 12, 18, 22, 26, 30
Oh my god.
of just the magnetic acceleration from the spell. 30 plus the weapons damage, which will be 2 more d6.
You just made it go boom.
So that's 2 plus 4, 6 plus 3, 9. 39.
39.
Double.
Oh yeah. What is that?
So-
78.
You hit it for 78 points of damage.
I wonder how many hit points it had.
Oh, where did it go? I don't know where it went.
So, living up to Don Boom's reputation, this thing is momentarily distracted by the blasphemous utterances coming out of Hachi, and the moment it turns its attention, you lay into it with your blade, and the blade just slices straight through it. And for a moment, its fires are burning in 2 different directions, and its horror, the horror on its face from hearing whatever Hachi said to it, turns to abject terror as it looks down and its body is in 2 pieces, and then it just poof, and it's just gone. It leaves behind a poof, 2 poofs of smoke, and the fire creature is no more. Don, you still have 1 action left. I don't know. Strut.
Am I hasted still?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're hasted. Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
You can leap or
So
strike.
I'll
Try to
relish in the explosion, and I just go. I look at Hachi and I go,
You don't look at the explosion. It's behind you.
Suit Sentai
And then he
style,
releases
like
some
Kamen
guns.
Rider. Like, let's go.
Walk away in slow motion with it exploding behind you.
Yeah.
Hastily.
It's
Hastily in slow
that-
motion.
Yeah, in that I'm recharging the spell strike for next time. And I'll just move into this over here. Ah.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was your
All right.
extra action. Then it was a stride actually. So it's you get double movement if you want.
If you
Stride,
want.
No,
yeah.
No, it's a single
No.
move. It's one.
Oh, it's
stride
regular. Okay,
action.
sorry. Oh, okay.
It's fine. All
I
right.
got
So
confused.
Stay
that
there.
was Don's turn. And what a turn it was. Fairel. This team
I'm
is
on fire.
This team is really starting to tag team things up. You remember back in that first fight against the Scorpion, where everyone was just trying to figure out what their
We-
characters did, and
I
now
know.
you're doing things to drop
That's
crit
what
bombs
happens.
Check
and-
this out.
We learned.
It all comes
Yeah,
together.
I remember I
All right.
threw a rock, missed.
Yeah,
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fairel, it is your turn. Would you like to throw a rock
I'm-
now?
No, but
Alright.
I am on fire, so I think I need to take fire damage.
Oh yeah.
So the fire damage will
See?
happen at the end of the turn, and when it
Oh, cool, cool,
happens, you will then get a flat check, which is just a d20 roll with no modifiers to see if it goes out on its own. You can, alternatively, during your turn, take actions to try and mitigate the problem. But every time you do that, it's 2 actions. So if you want to, douse yourself in
Yeah,
sand
I'm a
to
little
try and put out
busy.
the flame.
Yeah.
I figured you wouldn't have time. But
All right. Initiate, act together. Ugh. It's my new that's my superhero initiation thing.
No, absolutely.
Fang is gonna melee attack the one in front of him first.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do that. Let's see how he does. Oh nope, a 15.
Yeah, you strike out at the elemental in front of you, but it's just too fast. So that was Fang's one action. What are you doing? You can do any number of actions, I guess. Yeah.
I want to use my new spell, Petal Storm. That's so cool. Okay, so it has a 15-foot radius. Well, it's 120-foot range, but it's a 15-foot radius. So I want to aim like right behind in Imra, so it gets both her and the elemental in her firing. So that's what I'm aiming for. I don't want it to hit Fang, is what I'm trying to say. I want him to be out of the 15-foot range.
So
that's where I'm
you
aiming
can
for.
Certainly, you can get Imra or the Imra elemental thing,
The fire,
and the fire creature.
Yeah.
You can get both of them, but you can't get both fire creatures without also
No, I
getting
understand
Fang.
that.
Yeah. All right.
No, I'm not doing both fire creatures. The one in front of me, we're pals now. So I'm just gonna. I'm hoping that if we like knock Imra unconscious, just kind of like they'll go away on their own. So anyway, flower power, and I'm gonna be like hippity dippity, and I'm gonna shoot razor sharp flower petals at these fire beings. So what it is this is one of the new spells, and it's awesome. I bring forth a cloud of razor-sharp flower petals that thrash violently in the wind. The creature that enters the storm or starts its turn in the storm is sliced up by razor-sharp edges of petals. 2d10 slashing damage.
Okay. So where you want to center this behind so that it catches Imra and the elemental, but not Fang?
Correct. I'm aiming it
Correct?
like yes.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna draw kind of its rough area on the map.
It's pretty
here.
much the fire ring. Yeah, exactly. Perfect.
It's somewhere back, kind of there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Okay, so that's going to be a reflex save, but not until the start of their turn, correct?
Exactly. And for my last little action, Fang is going to move back a little bit.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling that firing is going to expand. I don't know how I feel this way, but
No, why you would think that. All right. Okay, that is the end of Fairel's turn. Next up, the elementals go. So we've got an elemental directly in front of Fairel. It is. Oh, you know.
Oh wait,
what?
I have to roll for fire damage too at the end of my turn.
Oh, you are absolutely
if it
correct.
goes out.
I'm gonna do a couple little changes here. So let's go ahead. Here's the fire damage. 7.
Okay.
Now go ahead and give me a flat check. So just roll a d20.
15.
15 is exactly what you needed. So the fire goes out.
You did it.
Flower power! It's my flower power windstorm. Whoa! Take that!
So, as long as you don't start saying
Peace and love, everybody.
All
Peace
right.
and love.
Yeah.
So the fire elemental that is directly in front of you is going to go, but you know what? I just realized I forgot something that I should have taken care of. When Don Doom destroyed that fire elemental, it exploded.
Oh no!
It's not a huge thing. It only hit Don because Don was the only person next to it. So Don, could you give me a reflex save real quick? I'm just going to take care of this. It's not a lot of damage. I just want to make sure I'm on the board here.
No problem. Okay, that's 16.
16 is going to be a failure, so take 9 points of fire damage. That's all.
Got you.
But it looks cool when you do it.
It does. It does definitely look cool when you do it. All right.
Like embers and ash falling down.
I only like cringe a little bit from it. I'm like,
yeah.
From that smoke and explosion that you emerge, and the doves come out of your jacket, and it's whatever. All right. Too much. I have not yet begun. All right. So now back to the fire elemental's turn. It is going to swing at Fairel. Here comes a tendril of flame.
Oh no.
Armor class 30 is going to hit. Take 18 points of fire damage. And guess what?
Oh no!
Let me guess, I'm on fire again.
You
this
are. Yeah.
halfling's on fire. Again.
Second tendril. Some more. All right. The second tendril is coming for you. Armor class 25 is going to hit as well. Take 17 more points of fire damage. You can't be more on fire though, so that doesn't change.
That's good.
Oh, good. Yeah. Cool.
And now my third and final attack. Here it comes.
Oh God.
The dice have turned back in my favor.
Yeah, I see that.
Is a critical hit. However,
what? No.
I rolled a nat 20. Yeah, it's green.
Oh.
The green number means I rolled a nat 20. Lucky for you though, I rolled pretty poorly on damage. Like I rolled 2 1s. I rolled minimum on damage, so you only take 16 points of damage.
Only. Great.
Yeah.
Hey guys, remember that time I died?
No.
The thing that is more dangerous though is that the critical hit does adjust your persistent fire damage. It doubles it. You are now taking 40 for persistent fire damage.
Cool. As I'm like shooting flowers out of my hands, I'm like, yo, Don Doom, come boom.
So,
Fairel,
moving
plant
on,
material and wind is gonna increase the flames.
I'm not far away.
Fire tornado. That's not a good idea. So the other fire creature that is back there started its turn inside of the petal storm, so it needs to make a reflex save. Let me go ahead and roll that. That is a 28, so it's only going to take half damage, so that's 2d10. Do you want to roll that, Fairel?
Still good.
17.
Nice.
17 is very good. Oh, wait, what just happened? I accidentally hit back on my entire setup. Okay, there we are. It's like, where'd my characters go? Oh, here they are.
Well, guess that's tonight. Bye, everybody.
No.
Okay.
All right, so you rolled
I feel
17. That is going to be halved down to 8. Okay, so that is what that guy took. Okay. And then it's going to move, and it's going to come and move up to Dond. Seeing its friend destroyed, it is intent upon laying the fiery hate down upon you. Here comes a tendril. Armor class 29 is going to hit for 15 points of damage, and Dond, you are now on fire as well.
Join the club.
And with my fire resistance, would that make it 10?
That would reduce the amount of damage to 10, and that fire resistance will apply to the persistent damage, but we'll roll it when we get to it. So, that was its second action, and for its third action, it's going to lash at you with a tendril again. These tendrils are just like long, like roped arms of flame that this thing has, and it just kind of swings them at you. It doesn't really look like it has hands or anything. It just has these tendrils of flame, and this one comes lashing out at you, but I rolled a critical failure, going to miss entirely. The fire dances around the back of you, dancing through the sand, but does not manage to hit you at all.
It lights itself on fire.
Yeah.
The fire aura around Imra. Let me go ahead and roll that d20 for that saving throw. No. I'm going to use the damage from before. That's fine.
Good.
Okay. So it looks diminished again by the petal storm that is around it, and it kind of snarls. And as it does so, the fire surrounding it continues to grow. There we go. Getting bigger. All right. Everything in there, by the way, is getting scorched and burned. The sand, you can see it. No, she did not. She is pretty much just floating there, kind of oblivious to the, like, you can see Imra is like looking at all of you very furiously, but she herself doesn't look like she's been harmed at all. The fire around her looks slightly diminished.
Right. That's it.
Even by my little flowers, she's not.
Right.
Not even a little scratch.
The flames around her look diminished by the spell effects that have been hitting her, but Imra doesn't look harmed.
Okay.
That is their turn. Rostavan continues to play his music. He continues to duck and find cover, and he is also going to draw a dagger. All right, just in case. And that is Rostavan's turn. We are back to the top of the order. Ingot, we are back to you.
Yes, Ingot will spend one action to increase the protective ward by 5 feet. Boop. Get in here. And then
dueling wards.
Yeah. This is Ingot's second level 4 spell that he has. You can see that he has taken like a wider stance next to this the fountain, and he starts touching the intricate stonework around it, and then he uses both hands to sort of rub it, caress it, and then it can sort of like move underneath as if it were like clay. He extends this out and he's casting Shape Stone, and what he's going to do is he's going to bend the fountain, like the shape of it, and close the top of the hole so it creates a hose, and aim it at this fire.
Ooh,
so it's basically like a fire hydrant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Not impressed.
Okay, so you are shaping this. You're going to get to shape it, but you only get to shape it this once, right? You shape it right now.
Yes,
and you can create a spout of water because, right, it is a bubbling fountain. So you can easily turn it into kind of a nozzle. So
and aiming at the damage that's and the elemental around Imra, but also to like put out the fire in the environment.
Well, I mean, she's at the center, so I'm assuming you're aiming at her. Okay. Yeah. Do me one favor.
Yes.
Do you have craft?
Craft,
craft
let me
skill?
check. Let me double check, because I think so. Crafting, I have 4, yes.
Okay. Give me a craft check. This isn't a hard thing to craft, but
Make a
you're
2.
trying to shape
Make a
the
2.
stone to make a thing.
A 13?
13.
Hero point.
I just wanted to make sure you didn't get below 10. All right.
Oh, good.
Okay. How kind. How benevolent.
It's not a perfect spout, but it's not a complete disaster where it just kind of dribbles 5 feet away. So you mold this into a spray of water, and that spray goes arcing through the air, slamming into Imra. And as it hits her, the fire and the smoke around her begins to sputter. And that's all that happens right now. You still have 1 action left. What do you do?
That is it. That's a 2 action.
The ring. All right, that was it. Okay. That is Ingot's turn. Ingot, using the fountain to throw water on Imra. Hachi, what do you got?
Okie dokie. I am looking over at my dear friend Fairel and seeing that she's pretty messed up. Am I correct in that?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm on fire, so it could get bad.
Well,
I have a plan this next turn, but until that plan can happen, I'm still on fire. Yeah.
Well, you made me feel less worried about you in that moment, so I guess you're good. I'm good.
I mean, I'm kind of looking at Ingot putting out flames, going like, hello. Like,
okay. All right.
You didn't spout me.
I have an
over
emergency
here.
thing, but I don't feel like this is an emergency anymore.
One thing I should note about persistent damage is that if there is something that logically would definitely take care of it, like for example, you're on fire and you jump in, say, a fountain, the fire immediately goes out.
Copy.
Just so
I'm assuming so.
It's not like magical fire.
It's not like trying to pat someone down with like a rug or something, which might work, might not work. Water just puts it out. Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Wait. In that case, I go ahead and I go, "Oh, you're fine, darling. You'll be great. Just take a knee." And I take a look at. Let me ping this one. Boop. I have a line of sight, so I feel like I'm free to cast Chilling Darkness. This is all 3 of my actions.
Through the wand?
I get to make. No, this is from my magic.
Oh.
I think I'm granted it through my familiar. Actually, it's a whole thing. My little bug. My dudes, that's a nat 20.
Yeah!
Oh
no! Plus like whatever, like 11 or whatever, 15. So we'll do that.
35.
Yeah, no, that's most certainly a critical hit. The ray of cold goes slamming into this creature. Oh no, that's cold.
3,
that's
4.
okay.
That's 5d6 times 2 then. It's not a celestial, is it?
Plus it's cold.
6. Oh my god. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 is the roll. So 19 times 2 is
38.
38 damage.
38 points of cold damage. Now, this is obviously a fire creature, and it takes extra damage from cold, and that damage is also doubled because you crit. So instead of 38, you're going to do 48 points of damage. It doesn't double. The creatures have weaknesses; they just take flat extra. So that is going to do 48 points of damage. This thing went from a ferocious, roaring fire creature to being kind of a thin little flame. It looks very diminished and weakened. It is still technically up and fighting, but
I would like to point out that when I cast that spell to do it, I do that thing where I'm spouting demonic words, and then I kind of I'm like tapping Bug on the butt, like, "Hey, come on, you too, you do it with me, you do it with me." And he's like, "Ugh," and he starts. We're saying the same words at the same time, and it turns into this ice spell that drills a hole into this fire demon.
So that spell only takes 2 of your actions, so I think you do still have 1 left.
Oh, I thought it was.
If you want.
Oh, I thought it was 3. I read the thing third. You're right. It's only 2 actions. Oh my god. That's so crazy. I'm gonna move so that I get closer to my friends to help them in case they need me for a real emergency. So I move right here. Okay.
All right.
That's my turn.
Right. So you move up there for any real emergency purposes. Dond, your spell strike is recharged. There's a foe in front of you.
Here we go.
What do you do? Hold on.
And the spells.
What do you do?
Yeah. And they've already been like weakened, right? Yeah. So pretty heavily. I'm gonna spell strike not at my highest level.
All right.
Right. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna spell strike at that one, not with my highest level, but with we're gonna go with the shocking grasp. I have that at 3rd level. Yes.
All right.
Let's see what happens there. So I rolled an 18 plus 16. What's that?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
34.
I was reading something
another
else.
Critical hit.
Great.
That's another critical hit. That's a critical hit on the shocking grasp. Oh god, a 3rd level
I
shocking
feel so
grasp.
useless, you know?
Oh, it's okay. We'll get them next time, buddy.
That's 14 from the shocking grasp. And
did you roll 4d12?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. You just rolled
You only got 14.
Okay.
Only got it was terrible. Yeah, 7, 11, 14. 14 again. So 14 times 2, 28 times 2.
56 points of damage. All right. Don, you go swinging into this thing and just this one you slam your blade right into it, and just the moment it hits, it just explodes. The thing just unleashes and explodes in a blast of flame. This one is closer to other people, though. I am going to need. It's a 10-foot. That's going to hit Fang as well. So I need Fang and Don Doom to make reflex saves.
Great.
Oh, but is there a +1 because of the bard? Because of
yes.
What was his name?
That's against fear.
Yeah, Inspire Courage. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. 26
20
for Fang.
26 is going to be a success. So Fang is only going to take half damage. That's 5. Don, what did you get?
20.
20. That is a failure. So that's going to be 11 points of damage, but it's fire damage, so it's actually reduced to 5. Or sorry, 6.
6. Yeah. Gotcha.
Cool. So that was 2 of your 4 actions.
Yep. We're going to recharge the spell strike and move right here.
Yeah, come make this one go away.
Crit after crit after crit. All right.
Don
these lower level foes, that's what they're there for, right? That's the way the spell strike explodes things. Okay. Nothing to do with cookies. It's all about spell strikes. All right. That was Don's turn. Fairel. Oh, wait. Before we get done with Don's turn, Don, you're still on fire. Let's go ahead and roll those. So it's only 2d4. It only does 3, so it doesn't hurt you at all. Go ahead and bounce me a flat check and tell me what you get. Just roll a d20.
This Don is on fire.
This Don Doom's on fire.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, you're muted? No.
I heard a cat, though.
Sorry. 6.
6. Yeah, you're still on fire. Okay, gotcha. All right, so that was the end of Don's turn. Now we are over to Fairel.
I think I hear Falson. He survived.
Oh no, get him.
my cat keeps meowing. Okay, initiate, act together. Okay,
No!
What?
Felsan was up.
There's the picture of Felsan.
Oh.
Tech has got a quick finger tonight. Yeah, there.
I was busy looking at my paperwork. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna do a cool new, not new, but old, but new to me. A spell that I just got. I'm going to do Vital Beacon, which basically vitality radiates towards me, and I'm allowed to heal someone that I can touch. Guess who I can touch? Fang. So I'm going to turn and touch Fang and heal Fang, which will ultimately heal me, which is actually really cool. Yeah.
That's a good way to circumvent
I'm going to
that.
heal myself. I found a loophole. It restores 4d10 hit points. So I'm going to roll that.
All right.
You're fine.
24.
Hey.
24 hit points. Hey, I'm alive. Fire never hurt me, except now.
That one time.
And speaking of fire assholes, I'm going to shoot. Sorry, is that much? I'm going to shoot a lightning bolt at the creature right in front of me because I am pissed.
So I think you're once again going to run out of actions though, because
Oh, that's right.
oh.
I can
No,
melee attack though.
I've got
Is that
worse news, Bonnie.
Uh-oh.
Vital Beacon takes 1 minute to cast. It's not a combat spell.
I thought the duration was 1 minute. It lasted for a minute.
No, the cast time is 1 minute, and the duration is. So here's where the misunderstanding was, and it's something we can actually rectify. The casting time is 1 minute, but it lasts until the next time you prepare spells.
Okay.
So you would have cast it this morning when you woke up. You wouldn't have cast it now. You would have cast it this morning. So
I definitely did.
I'm a mean person in that I reminded you of this, but I'm also benevolent in that I'm going to say that you actually cast it this morning. So,
Thank you. And also, it's a new spell, so because I was practicing with my new stuff this morning for sure.
This is, you get one act of kindness out of me per week, and that was it. You've spent it now. So now I'm just going to add dragons. So,
So got 20 minutes, guys. We gotta.
I'm already on fire. Just let me have just one little. Just let me pet my wolf. Okay, so I'll use one action to touch Fang. Right?
Yes, you can then use one action to touch Fang. Yes, absolutely.
All right, so I'll do that, and I'll be like, "Oh, how convenient that I decided to practice this morning, and I'm a vital beacon." And I will wait. You did bring a dragon. Wait a second. No.
Sorry.
Abort mission.
I got excited. All right.
Oh my goodness. And now I want to cast lightning bolt. Okay, now I know that how it works, so I'm gonna every day.
Yeah, no worries. You cast lightning bolt. All right.
I'm
let me go
pissed
ahead
and I'm
roll
on
reflex
fire.
here. Yep.
Oh, please don't.
Here we go. Well, at least it's not a critical success. That's going to do half damage. So, you unleash a bolt of flame or a bolt of lightning that strikes both. Well, actually, where you're at, it's going to hit Imra and the fire elemental. So let me roll for that as well.
Great. So I roll 5d12, I think.
Oh my god, I bounced a 1 for Imra. Okay.
5d12.
Yeah. I just bounced a 1 for Imra, so go ahead and roll your 5d12.
30 points of damage.
I don't think
Did I just make Imra go boom? Oh no! Did I kill a child?
No. The fires that are surrounding her appear to be taking all of this damage. Imra seems to just be a vessel that's in the middle of this. So you unleash this blast of lightning. It slams into the elemental. The elemental dodges a good portion of it, looks damaged, but is still up and fighting. Imra, the blast of lightning slams into Imra, and combined with the water that was diminishing the flames already, the flames around Imra begin to sputter and fail. As you're sitting there watching, you can see them kind of sputter and fade away, and Imra is all that remains. She gently lands on the sand. The burning sand and whatnot around her immediately vanishes, and she falls in the middle of your spell effect, though.
Whoops.
It's not her turn yet, so she doesn't go for a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, she doesn't quite go yet. As a matter of fact, she just entered the initiative, so she will not actually take a turn until right before your next turn, because it's like she was unconscious for this whole thing. So if folks do want to rescue her from this, they can do so, but they will take the damage in her place if folks want to try and get Imra out of there. So that is Fairel. Let's see, I think that's going to be it for you. No, I think you get one more action.
I have one more action.
Can you cancel a spell with it?
Oh, yeah. Can I cancel my flower power?
That's a good question. I'm honestly not sure. Let me look at the spell.
Because it's a new
one. I'm not sure if
either
it's
an action or a bonus action. Like,
it says at the end of the it goes for 1 minute, and then it says at the end of the duration the storm calms and the petals fall harmlessly to the ground.
Yeah, I don't think you can turn it up. I don't think you can just decide to end it. It's
it dear.
Just keeps going.
Cool. Okay. Well, I'm still on fire, so maybe I'll try and get myself off of being on fire. For my action, I'll stop, drop, and roll.
Sure.
Or like, I can move. I can move, right? Can I run into the stream that Ingot has spouted?
The water, it's still going.
Yeah. Can I just? I can run.
You know
I
what?
can move and like douse myself.
You can go. Jump into the fountain's going to be a better choice if you just go jump in the fountain.
All right, I'm gonna run and dive into the fountain.
All right.
Woo!
All right. So that will put that out. Okay. Okay, and Fang did that action. Okay, that all works. Close enough. Okay. So that is Fairel's turn. Next up, Rostovan's going to keep playing Ingot.
Ingot will okay, how about 5, 10, 20, 20. Okay, Ingot will take 2 actions to move and go up to Imra. Right next to Imra, and start using like the protective ward and covering her. So we'll use one action to keep it up and actually increase it to I think it's max of 20. So boop.
Okay. So you go running up there. Give me a reflex save because you're about to take the petal damage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. 17. I don't think that'll do it.
17 will fail, so that's going to be 2d10.
Okay. Sorry, Xander. Oh, good.
It's all right.
I rolled really badly. I rolled 4, a 3, and a 1.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, 2d10. I rolled a 4.
Sweet.
All right. So that is that, and you're now giving Imra the protective ward. We'll see if that's enough. Hachi.
Yes, I was collecting my dice. So I have a new thing that I'm gonna do. Range is 30 feet. I can see that little last fire demon. I don't like it. I reach out to Bug and I go, look, delicious, right? Looks so good. And I cast, and it basically, we've made a snack. I cast a Vampiric Maiden on this little guy. What this does, a ghostly Iron Maiden that looks a lot like Bug's jaws kind of come out and snap shut on the fire elemental. They must make a fortitude saving throw or bad things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen either way. I'm going to go ahead and start rolling damage. Let's do this.
This vampiric ghostly Iron Maiden appears around the fire elemental and it's just like, I have messed with the wrong people. I've made bad life choices. All right, it's going to make a fortitude save. Oh, it's a fail. It's definitely a fail.
Good. Amazing. So it's going to take 4d4 piercing damage, which is 10, plus 4d4 negative damage, which is
Negative damage.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 18 total damage. But of that 8 damage, let's see. I gained that 8 damage as temporary hit points. Me and Bug, living large over here. Guess what? I was at full HP. I'm just doing this for fun. I'm doing this for
You're just
fun.
doing it because it feels good. All right.
It feels.
So
I was like, this is good. But it's also, since it failed, immobilized by the Iron Maiden for 1 round, or until it uses an interact action to extricate itself, whatever comes first.
Indeed. So immobilize just means it cannot move. It can still do things in its space. It just cannot move from that space. Okay.
That was 2 actions.
Rostabon, by the way, has seen all these spells happen. Is just like,
what have we done? Who's hurting more? Is it Bonnie or Fairel or Dond? You're both fine, right?
It's the doom. He's gonna make it go boom.
I'm okay. Yeah.
Okay, you guys
Yeah,
are
not too
healing.
bad
All
with
right.
her.
Well, all right.
just
Okay,
a
then I'll
little
use my
on
last
fire.
action. I'll use my last action. I just do a little foxfire for fun on the elemental. This is just having a fun time. It's a ranged attack.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's good. That's 30 to hit.
30 will hit. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage.
All right.
Is this still fire
it's a
damage?
little 1d. It's yeah, it's fire. It's also oh wait,
okay.
is it? No, hold on.
We're
Use
good.
foxfire. It is fire damage. It's 3 damage. So what's it gonna do?
Yeah.
And take nothing because it's immune to fire.
Yeah.
All right.
I do nothing.
You throw foxfire at it, and it's like, yeah, that was the thing.
I forgot.
All right.
I thought it was magic. I thought it was magic fire.
So Dond, you are the last person who has actions to take before Imra goes.
I'm
Just so you know.
I have this in front of me. I feel like I should get rid of this fire in front of me.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were doing. We're not.
Mhm.
Is that bad?
It is
Is it
immobilized
not?
for the turn. Oh.
I don't like how he's saying this.
I know.
You tell me.
Confused.
You tell
I
me.
don't know.
Wait.
There is a frightened little girl that was just surrounded by an aura of elemental flame that has just been dropped into a shredding storm of razor sharp petals.
She'll be
Ingot's
fine.
trying.
Yeah, Ingot
Right.
got it. It's okay. Ingot got it. I hope. I'm gonna get rid of this.
Wow.
You know, no more damage
Alright.
from the fire,
Okay.
people. Spell
Sure.
strike, magnetic acceleration. 21.
21. Did you include the +1 bonus from Rostabon?
I didn't. 22.
Yay!
Ah,
The benevolence is
exactly.
showing.
I
Exactly.
didn't earlier, actually. I've
Make it
been missing
kaboom.
that, actually, so thanks for reminding me now.
It's easy
All right.
to forget because the party doesn't have a bard. So, all right.
Well,
That was
So
a lot
that
of
is
things.
going to hit.
Okay. All right, so 11, 15, 19, 20, 25, 26. Wait, no, 31, 36, 38, 40.
I picked
40
the
plus
wrong
7,
class.
47.
I picked
So,
the wrong
John-
class to play.
It's fine.
No,
You-
no.
I'm just kidding.
The thing that the summoner is great at is really about soaking up hits, which this party actually really needs, because Don's a bit of a glass cannon.
Yeah.
You slam into this thing, and hit it. It's immobilized. This thing has taken a lot of damage. That wouldn't have killed it had it been at full hit points, not even close. But all of the other spells that hit it, you slam your blade into it, and it explodes. This one just snuffs out, and it just kind of sucks in at the tip of your blade, and then bursts out into kind of fire that engulfs both you and Fang. Unfortunately, is in the blast of this as well. I need both of you to make reflex saves here real quick.
+1.
Ooh.
Plus what?
+1.
Plus
yeah,
one.
20, okay. 20.
16.
33.
Don, you are going to take nothing. You critically make that. You dance right out of the way as the blast comes, but as you do so, the blast hits Fang directly. Fang takes 15 points of damage from the fire. Body, some days you just cannot catch a break.
It's all good.
So,
you know what? Farrell's like, you know what? And she's in the fountain. Like, this is nice.
It's just-
I'm just gonna.
Dirty druid wild child just takes a beating every session. All right.
Dirty druid wild.
So
Should have searched for traps.
so here's the thing, Don. You still have 3 actions remaining.
Oh, come get her, Don. Come get her.
Wasn't that was
You still have haste as well.
that was
Oh no,
Yeah.
you spell
That was
striked.
2.
That was 2.
I did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
you're
wasn't
still
gonna
on
run with
fire.
that.
You could come hang out. You can come hang out in the fountain with me. It's nice.
Come get
cool.
Imra.
And
I'm
Come
going
get
over here.
Imra.
Cool. So, is it an action to pick her up and then leave, or pick her
So
up?
yeah,
as an
I think
action?
you're going to be 1 action short.
Okay.
But here's the thing.
Can we
you can
protect her?
Well, here's the thing. You're right at the edge of this, and you know what? I'm going to say that give me an athletics check there, Don.
Got you. Cool. Athletics will be. That is a 20, dirty 20.
Yes.
So Imra weighs like all of 40 pounds, right? I mean, she's like a 11-year-old girl. She's tiny, and you run up into the pedals and can literally just throw her out the other side, right? I mean, you're right at the edge. And I'm not talking throw her through the air. I mean, just pick her up and move her out of the pedals, because she's right on the other side of you. I'll let you do that. But you are going to take the damage here. Go ahead and give me a reflex save real quick from the pedals.
Okay. Again. 19 plus 13. 32.
Not even going to take the damage. All right. Yeah. All right. So, actually, you know what? You're going to take half, but that's fine. It doesn't really matter at this point. So take 5 points of damage.
Okay.
And that is going to get Imra out. All right. Well, at that, we'll go ahead and drop out of combat, because there are no more monsters to fight.
Yay.
So, you get Imra out, and as that blast of lightning hit her, the flame didn't extinguish. That isn't what happened. But instead, you saw it arc up into the sky. It kind of it was almost as if it was sucked away from her. Like it just kind of like flowed up into the air and arced off to the north.
to the temple.
Oh.
It's traveling.
Let's get Imra to the inn, maybe, or her home.
Well, you know where Imra lives. You could take her home, or you could take her to the inn. It's up to you.
We'll take her home, I think.
Okay.
Rastavan, could you come with and look after her?
He nods, of course, and he looks at you, Hachi, and he's just like.
And I go. Write me.
Yeah. So,
I'm like, you could call me too.
Rastavan escorts you, and you take Imra home. And Imra's mother is worried sick. The entire backyard garden of Imra's house has been burned to ashes. There was apparently some large fire that happened here. Her mother couldn't get out. She was trapped inside the house. But all is better now. They managed to break down the door and put out the fire. And all of this was happening while Imra was kind of on this rampage. And there's like a scorched trail leading from Imra's to this point in town. But fortunately, you managed to put an end to this. Imra's mother is eternally grateful to you for saving her daughter and bringing her home. And she asks that you stay while she tucks her in and tends to her scrapes, bumps and scrapes, right? She's not hurt. She just, she fell from a height. And yeah, although she didn't take damage from it because her turn didn't start in it, she did take a number of small cuts and lacerations from the leaves as they were flying around. Not enough to endanger her, but,
It was a cool
considering
spell,
the
and I
fact
picked it.
she was also hit head on with a lightning bolt that didn't appear to hurt her, she's doing okay.
Oh, that's true. I did shoot a lightning bolt at her.
So, you are all sitting there, and she's still kind of. You quickly come to realize she's asleep. It's like she wasn't awake for any of this at all. And as you tuck her in, she kind of opens up her eyes, and her mother's there, and all of you are there, and she just goes, "Is my friend gone? He was
maybe for now
so angry."
Yeah, maybe friend's not the right word.
Yes, maybe we need to have a talk with his friend.
She says, "I don't know where he is. He's normally here." She looks around.
You've had a long day.
"I need to sleep." And she kind of curls up. She's got a tiny little, plush salamander toy that she kind of curls up with in the bed. And her mother is like, "Well, we should let her rest. When she wakes in the morning, if she has anything to say, I'll come let you know. This is obviously very disturbing," and she looks very troubled. But she,
as far as you could tell, what happened?
She says, "I don't know. She started talking to this friend weeks ago, and I thought it was nothing, and everyone had small gifts, and I just thought this was hers, and the talking turned into dangerous habits, and, well, this all happened so fast. It was only a few days. I honestly, I just didn't take it seriously enough. I thought it was a childhood flight of fancy. I never heard it speak. Not until this evening." And as you're talking to her, she's kind of talking to you in the back garden, and you notice that there are some folks coming into town. And they're coming in at quite a bit of a hustle. Not running, but they're moving at a deliberate pace. And as they draw close, you can see in the dim twilight, because it is night now. It is Jackrun Voss and his work crew. And he comes in, and him and his men are covered with soot.
What happened?
Oh, good.
He looks at all of you and he says, "We dug out the temple. But just as we were wrapping up the job, this flame came firing out of the sky and engulfed the place. And that is where I'm ending today's session. We will see you next Wednesday for part 9 as the temple has been opened. Before we go here today, I want to toss it around the table and let everybody tell you where you can find them on the internet. Xander, take it away.
Yes, you can find me at Xanderific with 2 R's and 1 F. My main hub is Twitter, but I also stream here on Twitch, and I'm very excited to announce that I'm playing Kian the Pink Ranger on Renegade's Twitch channel Monday nights at 6 p.m. Pacific time, so make sure to check in for that. But I'm storytelling pretty much every night of the week, so check my schedule on my Twitter.
Awesome. Congrats.
And congratulations, Pink Ranger. We're excited for you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, it's morphin' time.
Hello, also. It's morphin' time. I'm Miss Shawan Bradley. I forgot what I was talking about. You can find me on the internet at I am Chubby Bunny on my Twitter. You can also find me here on Wednesdays. I love playing Pathfinder, love playing Starfinder with these kids. And also on Tuesdays, you can also find me over on Hunter's Entertainment's Twitch channel for Outbreak Undead, Rag and Bone. It's a really intense game where you play someone who's just trying to survive the apocalypse, no matter who you have to kill, how many other PC characters you have to shoot along the way. It's incredibly stressful. I don't think I'm pitching it right, but it's a great fun. And it's a really fun kind of role-playing experience, I gotta say. A lot of crying. Not really pitching it well. All right, that's me. I'm out of here. Next. Take it away.
My name is London Carlisle. You can find me on Twitter at London Carlisle. You can see all the games that I'm playing there. Probably the next Tuesday, tune in on the Stream of Blood channel. We're playing some BXD&D. We call it Taco Tuesdays. My halfling just died. I got a new character coming.
I see what you did there.
Yeah, that's very clever.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's me, Jared Logan, Paula Deming, Clint Trucks. We have a great time, so pop in on Tuesday, and I'll see you here next Wednesday.
And hello, everybody. My name is Bonnie Gordon. You can find me all over social media at Bonnie Bell G, as well as my nerd comedy band with Xander at Library Bards. Just hands. Keep a close eye on my socials. I got music being posted there very soon of some cool music and original songs. Also, keep a look on my socials because I have some really amazing announcements coming up soon. It's so close. It's so close. So just keep a close eye. Also, flood Xander's Twitter with lots of love because tomorrow is his birthday!
Yay!
Happy birthday!
I didn't know that. Happy birthday!
Yay!
Happy birthday.
Sorry, Xander.
Thank you.
Sorry.
No,
I'm older than him. Haha. But yeah, I was catching up.
It's true. Thank you.
And I am Jason Bullman. I'm the director of game design at Paizo. You can find me on all the various social media networks at /Jason Bullman. That's JASON BULMAHN. Of particular note, tomorrow, Friday, I am going to be spending a good deal of time on my personal Twitch channel. That's twitch.tv /Jason Bullman, playing the brand new Wrath of the Righteous. It came out today. The Wrath of the Righteous video game just dropped, and I'm going to be playing it all day tomorrow. So come hang out and see the new game, because that's really awesome to play video games of a game.
What a great way to celebrate Xander's birthday! Go
That's
watch Jason!
Everyone play video games.
Come murder demons. All right, that's what we got going on. Tune in next Wednesday for part 9. The Temple to Nethys is open. It's sure to be a good time. We'll see you then, everybody. Great gaming. See you next time. Bye-bye.